it's Dunkin' Donuts night. Friday, March 13th, it's Big Fox free t-shirt night. And Saturday, March 14th, free trading card set number 1 from Multimedia Service. That's Thursday, March 12th, Friday, March 13th, and Saturday, March 14th. Get your tickets early. Call 734-PA.
Hello and welcome in. My name is John Clement alongside my good friend George Stockberger. And George, we are back here for some Enforcers hockey.
We are. It's going to be an interesting situation tonight. We'll get into what's going on, but it's a big game. You're playing Watertown. The Enforcers have won 9 straight games. They've won 9 of their last 10 games at home. We've talked about how great of a run this team has been on basically since the calendar turned from 2019 into 2020.
Certainly have, and it's been such an important part of everything that's going on here, as we are having some connection issues here with the Mixlr side of things. So bear with us on just a moment. If you're listening in for Mixlr.com, we'll get that straightened right out here in a minute. But again, George, we've had a crazy day as all around the world, everything seems to be shutting down. I mean,
I think the last 24 hours has been something that a lot of people will remember for the rest of their lives. This has been something that, coming from the news side, you've known for the last month or 2 months, what's been coming here. But I don't think a lot of people were prepared to see certain things shut down, ended up shutting down. I don't think a lot of people were prepared to see sports go away. Now, thankfully, we will have hockey here tonight. Unfortunately, no fans will be in attendance. But, sports is something that brings people together in the worst of times. Right now, unfortunately, we're kind of in that scenario. So hopefully people are able to kind of take their mind off of what's going on right now around the world, really, and just kind of focus and enjoy a hockey game from the safety and comfort of their home.
Well, I mean, it's such an important part. I mean, sports really makes itself a presence in every single month of the year, really. I mean, you think about the Super Bowl in February, the Stanley Cup playoffs playing out in May and June. I mean, baseball takes place, they call it October, Mr. October there, yeah. Reggie Jackson. I mean, you think about things like that, and really sports kind of push around the calendar year, so to lose that's got to be such a difficult thing.
I think it's, when you think about, there won't be an NCAA men's basketball tournament this year. The fact that we won't have more spring training games, the fact that Major League Baseball is going to be pushed back 2 weeks, the fact that the NHL has stopped playing, that basketball has stopped. Again, it's something I think not a lot of people were expecting. But I think, and I've been telling people this, people have been saying, the media, they're pushing this, it's way too much. They're overdoing it. I'd rather be safe than sorry right now.
Oh, 100%.
The fact that there aren't fans here tonight is disappointing for the fans, but I think it's in the best interest not just of them, not just the local community, but of everyone around the world right now. Yes, right now there are no cases of COVID-19 in Chemung County, Steuben County, or Schuyler County. Last I checked with him the last hour. There's one person who is quarantined in Chemung County right now for just precaution, does not have COVID-19. There are 4 people in Steuben County that are under voluntary quarantine. Mm-hmm. And as far as I know, there are no people quarantined in Schuyler County. And I believe the same can be said for Bradford, Pennsylvania, and Tioga, Pennsylvania. But that changes every minute, every hour, every day, in every community. So, again,
I mean, you talk about that, George.
Yeah, we're taking the most precautions just to end that.
Right, and you talk about that. You talk about things changing every day, every minute, every hour.
Yeah.
But, I mean, really, I think about this. You went home yesterday, mm-hmm. and there was some conversation about maybe it's going to affect some things. The NBA shut down last night. Today, as you just said, the National Hockey League shut down. Major League Baseball pushed 30 days. The NCAA tournament, March Madness, is canceled. I mean, this is unbelievable turn of events here, and obviously, this is something that needs to be paid attention to, but also obviously is something that people are taking very seriously and are not going to mess around with and let impact everyday life.
And I think to some effect, it hasn't really settled in what is happening. But again, the fact that we are going to play a hockey game. The lights are on out there.
They are?
I don't know if they're on in our booth. Hint, hint.
Nope.
We don't have any lights. But at least here in Elmira, there will be hockey tonight. And we talked about the preparation. Both teams, they came out for their normal skates. All the lights are on. The big board's going. There's some staff who might be in the seats on the enforcer's side. But, again, no fans. And from the players' perspective, we were talking about you have to keep it as normal as possible for them. So I believe introductions are going to be fairly similar. The breaks, I would believe, are going to be similar. Everything's going to be the same for the players on the ice, except there won't be hundreds and thousands of people cheering for them.
And that's the truth of it. I mean, you try to check and see, make sure that you're living a true game, because these points still count. Mm-hmm. The Enforcers are still in a playoff race, and they're trying to get things going. I mean, this is beyond important for the Elmira Enforcers right now.
Absolutely. Again, we talked about how close the standings are. There's still time to go in this season right now. Again, the team has been on such a great run. Again, since the calendar has turned, of winning 15 of the last 16 games. They've only lost 4 times this year in 2020. They won 9 of their last 10 games at home. So you hope you can keep everything as similar as possible for these players, and just kind of keep life going as similar as you can. And
that's the key right here. Is this is about getting back to everyday American life. And the Enforcers, of course, are a big part of that for Elmira, and we're glad that you're all tuning in here on YouTube. Of course, before we get too much deeper into the broadcast, we want to talk about our lineup scratches brought to you by Arnett Health, the official healthcare provider of your Elmira Enforcers. Arnett Health, come to expect the best. And George, you want to take the Elmira Enforcer side of things?
Absolutely. So Andrew Pucci will not be playing tonight, and neither will the Croatian sensation Marko Novosel.
Also out, Austin Washkorek. He will take a night out as well. So the Enforcers, I mean, it's interesting because there's so much to that, George, that you think about. These are important times for the Enforcers, and they're still trying to really figure out that goaltending situation. Whoever they put in has been good, but you have to find a way to make sure that you're ready for the playoffs, no matter what comes tomorrow. Absolutely. We've talked about all year how Troy Passingham has been that guy. He was the guy last year, and right now he's got a 335 goals against him, a .916 save percentage, which is pretty solid. But then you're kind of looking over your shoulder, and Mighty Joe Young is right there, 11-1 with a 229 goals against. Joe Young has been fantastic. He is the only shutout of the season for the Enforcers. That one coming against Mentor. So the goaltenders have been pretty solid between Passingham and Joe Young. But again, it's Troy Passingham. He'll be the starter tonight. And again, it should be interesting to see how he and the rest of the players react to playing with all purple seats open tonight. That is very true. That being said, scratches on the other side for the Watertown Wolves: Tyler Bullard, Michael Desjardins, Marvin Powell, William Lamoureux, Tyson Bruce, and Anthony Filoso. All will be out for the Watertown Wolves. And George, you hinted at it there. Yep. So let's talk goaltender matchup, brought to you courtesy of the Elmira Enforcers Pro Shop, conveniently located inside the rec ring. Get your sticks, tape, skates sharpened, and all the newest in top-of-the-line equipment for your skater goaltender right at the first arena. You already talked about Troy Passingham. On the other side, going to be Jeremy Pominville.
Yeah, Jeremy Pominville, 16-16-2 on the season. The goals against a 3.06 and a save percentage of .907. He also has a shutout, the only shutout of the year for Watertown.
He does, and again, Watertown, they are, I don't want to say underrated, because in all honesty, we know how good they can be. We know they were a competitor a year ago, and they gave the Enforcers a rough time there in the postseason. So we'll have to see if the Enforcers are up to the challenge here today.
Yeah, I mean, when you think back to last season, all the matchups, you played a ton against Watertown last year. You think about very physical games, high-scoring games when the Wolves came to town. So it's going to be interesting. A lot of guys on their team right now are going to bring a lot of goal-scoring ability. Ryan Marker is obviously the big guy. He's got 41 goals in 41 games and 74 points, again, in just 74 points in 41 games for Ryan Marker. So he's going to be the big guy that you have to keep an eye on. Kyle Powell, he's got 71 points in 45 games. So they have Padep. Devaney, 47 points. So like the enforcers, they have the guys who are going to be able to go out and score at will. So those are the guys, again, especially Ryan Marker, that you're going to have to keep an eye on.
He certainly will. And Ryan Marker, George, I mean, you talked about it right there. Ryan Marker has been a presence for the Watertown Wolves. He was a big presence for the Delaware Thunder, a big reason Delaware was somewhat competitive there during their time that they were. However, Delaware now, they're going to have to really churn it in as obviously this season is well, it's cutting down to it now, and they're still competing in a spot with the Mentor Icebreakers. Certainly a lot to come out of that, George.
Certainly. Again, there's the standings are pretty close. We've talked all season about how teams only are within, a certain, pretty close in the point standings, and when the wins give you 3 points compared to the NHL when it's only 2. Just one win is pretty big in this league, and it can get you pretty close, whether you're fighting for that third spot or just trying to get into a playoff spot in general. One win is huge in this league.
Oh, it certainly is, and when you think about the fact that Elmira has really done a job over the last 9 games now, they're looking to make their longest win streak of the season, which would be 10, and that's certainly no easy task, and they've really made it look easy, George.
They have. Again, we've talked about the depth of scoring that they've had all year, and then you go out and you add different guys. You bring back Stepan Timofeyev. He's been a big lightning rod for his team since coming back. He's averaging more than 2 points a game since coming back to the Enforcers. And then you add guys like Mark Essery, who's got 27 points total in the year. Kyler Matthews, again, he's not going to put up a lot of points on the board, but he's been a pretty solid defenseman for them back there on the blue line. Having J.T. Walters back out there has been fantastic for them. Kyle Stevens being out there for 44 games has been a big piece for them. And then we talk about Brandon Tucker a lot. Again, the guy that's not the big flashy name, but he's going to go out and he has 24 goals on the season right now. And then the other guy, you can't talk about scoring without talking about Hudson Michaelis.
Definitely not.
He's got 27 goals on the year, and he has 10 just against the Wolves. So, I mean, definitely when you're talking about a potential hot player to watch, Hudson Michaelis with double-digit just goals. We're not just talking about points. Goals. I mean, Hudson Michaelis has just been fantastic when he has to suit up against the Watertown Wolves.
Now, obviously, I'll give you that, but you got to turn your attention back to tonight's hot player to watch, Stepan Timofeyev. A hat trick last weekend in that 10-goal game. I mean, absolutely unbelievable was Stepan Timofeyev that last week. It was crazy to watch, and the excitement even on his face, you could see it. It was palpable.
Well, I mean, for him to be back in this city and back with some of these guys who were here for the championship run last year has to be just personally great for him. But again, he's been fantastic in just 7 games, 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points, and he's plus 10. I know how much you love the plus minus in hockey, John.
Oh, yeah, it's one of my favorites, George.
He's plus 10 in 7 games since coming back. So, again, Stepan Timofeyev, anytime he goes on the ice, you know he's going to create something. You know he's got elite speed in this league, and he's going to be able to score it well.
And you certainly know that. I mean, Timo, as he's been affectionately known in his time here, he's constantly stepped up, and he's constantly he just continues to impress, whether it's scoring the Michigan goal last year in Watertown, whether it's the hat trick the other night, everything that he has done, he continues to just make an impact game in and game out. And it might not be goal scoring. It might be hitting. It might be throwing a check when it's needed. All of that is important, but you see him continue to make an impact no matter what it is.
Yeah, and you look at some of the last games the Enforcers had. You're talking about the checks, a lot of big, clean hits that he had out on the ice. One just in front of the opponent's bench. What was it, last weekend?
Certainly was.
So, again, just a nice, solid, clean hit that he was able to lay out there. And we've talked about all the scoring that the Enforcers have, and we haven't even talked about the captain.
We haven't.
I mean, Ahmed Mahfouz, in 36 games, he's got 84 points. I mean, it's just amazing when you think about it. Most of those are going to be assists. He's got 61 assists, so he's kind of doing that Claude Giroux role where he's going to score big goals, but he's going to have those 20, 30 goals on the year, but most of the time he's going to have twice as many assists. So Ahmed Mafustia, the role might be a little bit different for him, where he's not scoring all the goals and he's not getting all the penalty minutes necessarily, but he's still being a big impact for the Enforcers game in and game out.
And he certainly is, and part of that, I mean, Mafus, he's been such a big part of this Enforcers group. I mean, really, when you think about the Enforcers, obviously, yes, you think of Robbie Nichols, the owner, and the large part he plays in it. But, I mean, you look at the Enforcers, and Ahmed Mafus is a big reason why they are, why there's something special to keep watching. And how they play down the stretch.
I mean, he's a fantastic. You see it on the ice, the type of leadership he has, and you see it off the ice, the way the fans embrace him, the way young kids embrace him. So there's been no better player for the Enforcers in these last 2 years than Ahmed Mafus.
Well, that being said, we'll send it down to Coach's Corner and take a listen to what head coach Brent Clark has to say about tonight's game. Obviously an odd game here in front of no fans. Obviously Elmira's been kind of a hotbed because of the fan interaction. How does this change the outlook on the game?
Yeah, obviously we want to play in front of our fans, but with this ongoing virus, we got to do the precautionary stuff that we're told to do, and nothing we can do about it. It sucks that we're not going to have our fans out there in front of us cheering us on, and helps us, pumps us up for the game, but we're just going to have to play through it.
Obviously, Watertown, a playoff competitor. They're a team that you could possibly see in the first round if the season continues as it is. What does this game mean to you guys, especially with everything else going on, just being able to get back to the regular source of hockey?
We're treating it like a playoff game. We got a 4-4 with them coming up here, and to me, that's these are playoff mentality games, and we just got to set our sights. This is a team that we're likely going to play in the first round. So.
As you continue, obviously, the power play was something that we talked about on the air a little bit last week. That seems to be rounding itself back out again. Is that more just guys getting more comfortable with each other, or have you changed the system a little bit and tried to make alterations?
Well, we've changed a few things around and trying to get more puck moving and more pieces moving instead of standing staggered and stationary. So, I mean, it seems to be getting better and better, and that's our goal towards the end here.
As we're talking about special teams, penalty kill has been a bright spot all season long. Obviously, nobody wants to take a penalty, but what do you contribute the success of the penalty kill to as of late?
Just hard working, and we get in lanes, block shots, and we're not afraid to block shots. And we've had a lot of offensive ability on the penalty kill as well too. So.
One last question before I let you go. Obviously, Stepan Timofeyev came in. He had a hat trick last game. He's kind of getting back to that scoring Timo that we're used to seeing from last year. What does a player like that add, and what does it do to your roster movement as far as you were concerned when you got him back?
Yeah, no, it adds a lot of offensive punch for sure, and we're getting back to his line there. We got those guys back together, him, Steve-O, and Mafus, and they seem to be clicking. And the one guy filters down, and now we got 3 solid lines, and I'm happy with our squad right now moving into the playoffs.
All right, well, I'll let you get back to it. We'll be back here on the Mixler.com pregame show. Thanks, Coach. Hopefully it won't be too odd of a game. Another great period of Enforcers action in the books down here with Spencer Carter. Spencer, must be quite exhilarating to play here at first. Jumped a little bit there. Sorry about that, fans. And we will have that interview with Spencer Carter there in period number 1's intermission. So be sure you stay tuned for that. But now you see the Watertown Wolves are making their way out to the ice in 28 seconds. We are going to go completely dark here, George. Okay. And we're ready for a big pregame show here live at First Arena. Not a ton of spectators to witness it, but it still should be entertaining as always for us up here in the booth.
Yeah, again, the only situation where I can think of something similar to this is when they had those protests in Baltimore and they had to play an Orioles game with no fans. So, again, it's...
I always go back to the Charlotte Checkers when they had to do it a couple of years ago. There was a weather situation down there. I believe it was a hurricane that they didn't want anybody traveling in, so they closed it down, and it was literally just the staff working that game. And here's, they had plenty of highlights to choose from last week, George. 4 goals the night you were here, 10 goals the night you weren't. Quite a day for the Elmira Enforcers there last Saturday night, and there's Stepan Timofeyev scoring the hat trick. And I don't think I've ever seen him bounce. That was a fun little moment.
I mean, he definitely flies out there. I don't know if I've seen him bounce.
Bouncing was new. That's for sure. But the Enforcers really did a job. They appear to be fixing an ice issue near the wall here before the Enforcers will be introduced here tonight. Of course, the Watertown Wolves getting themselves stretched out.
Some familiar faces over there on the Watertown side for sure.
Well, the Wolves jerseys tonight, they're wearing those military red jerseys, and you like to see the military appreciation, George.
Yep.
Always something fun to take a look at. The officiating crew is still 4 strong, so we'll say roughly with the coaching staffs, we may be above 60 people.
Yeah,
we're well below the 499 threshold that the governor set.
Yep.
But once again, we are ready. We have gone completely dark here at First Arena. And now, here comes your Elmira Enforcers. As I don't see Captain K9 down there.
No.
That's unfortunate. So we'll see if we're going to get some video for you here. We heard some rumor that we might get some video. But I don't think we are. As here comes Mark Essery. And we'll add some applause here to trying to help out a little bit.
Trying to help out. Again, you try to keep us as similar to these guys as possible. So, again, we are kind of going through not the full pregame show with the police lights and the fog.
It's not,
and
no.
And the video board necessarily, but everything else, the introductions is the same so far.
And it's still great to watch the Enforcers take to the ice. That beautiful light show that they've had this year, George. That has been something special.
As he salutes the seats.
Tyler Jurich is very excited on.
Yeah, pumping up the crowd. Now they're coming out, waving their arms.
They are ready to go. And here comes Spencer Carter. Kyle Stevens, the next man out of the tunnel down there. Cameron Yarwood makes his way out. And these guys are having fun with it. That's a good thing to see, though. You like to see the guys being loose and ready to go. There's big Glenn Patterson. Brendan Hussey makes his way out. Next man out going to be Mighty Joe Young. And here comes tonight's starter, Troy Passingham. Last but certainly not least, the captain, number 19, Ahmed Mahfouz. So, George, it's time. We're heading down for the national anthem, and when we come back, it'll be time for the opening face-off. Stay tuned right here on Mixler.com and YouTube Live.
Enforcers are at home Thursday, March 12th, Friday, March 13th, and Saturday, March 14th. Thursday, March 12th, it's Dunkin' Donuts night. Friday, March 13th, it's Big Fox free t-shirt night. And Saturday, March 14th, free trading card set number 1 from Multimedia Service. That's Thursday, March 12th, Friday, March 13th, and Saturday, March 14th. Get your tickets early. Call 734-PA.
Hello, this is Ahmed Mahfouz, captain of your Elmira Enforcers. If you're looking for something to do when the Enforcers are on the road, come on down to the rec rink and take part in the Rock and Skate. It's a great night out with friends, family, and other great Enforcers fans. At just $5 for admission and $5 for skate rental, it's a real power play every Friday night, 8 to 10 p.m. Go Enforcers, go.
Hi, this is Marian Decker, and at the Decker Agency, we've got over 34 years experience in helping our clients get the best insurance coverage possible. We're local and we're trusted. We've built our business on the idea that customers should be treated like family. At the Decker Agency, we offer free quotes and consultations. Our clients can build their coverages to best suit their needs and budget. Please stop into our office at 416 East 14th Street in Elmira Heights or call us at 607-734-1100 to schedule your free consultation today. And like the Marian M. Decker Agency LLC on Facebook, at the Decker Agency, we help you protect what matters most.
This is Glenn Patterson with the Elmira Enforcers. Did you know that you can celebrate your birthday here at First Arena with the Elmira Enforcers? Birthdays should be a memorable event, and with the Enforcers, you'll never forget it. Call today for more details at 607-734-7825. Go Enforcers, go.
fresh off the Evan Davies tournament in Waverly, Hemp Geek is pleased to announce 2 new locations just inside the Arnett Mall in Big Flats, and now Hemp Geek of Owego is celebrating their grand opening on Lake Street October 19th. Hemp Geek offers discounts to military veterans, first responders, and seniors, along with the lowest pricing in the CBD market. Hemp Geek, your #1 local CBD specialist in the Twin Tiers.
All right, and welcome back. And George, we are ready for the opening puck drop. This is going to be brought to you by Rob Sweet, State Farm Agency on Market Street in downtown Corning, or you can visit them on the web where you can bundle home, auto, and life for a sweet hat trick at sweetrob.com. As we get set for opening face. And Troy passing him, scratching up his crease down there to the right-hand side. Pominville down to the left. Pominville had a rough night against the Port Huron Prowlers a week ago. A little under a week ago at this point, but he definitely had his struggles, and now he's being asked to face possibly one of the most potent offenses in the FPHL.
Again, there's no offense with Tonner.
Not right now, as Tyler Jurich going to start things off against his former team. You know he's going to be very interested to see if he can get off on the right foot. He's had a little bit of a drought here the last couple of games. He did score a power play goal on Thursday night, but Friday night was unable to get anything going, and he had a bunch more opportunities that we talked about, George. As the Enforcers lose the opening draw, Watertown will go back to get it. Port sends it back to Kyle Powell. Powell, harassed by Michaelis, sends back to Port. Port, looking around, sends back around the boards to Powell, and Powell will start the movement up ice. Powell along the sideboards, again harassed by Michaelis. Drop pass there to Derek Boudreau. Boudreau over the red line, moves it ahead, and across the sideboards, here comes the Wolves. Pressuring, it's Jamie Lucas with it, moving it back to Kyle Powell. Fires, kick save there by passing him as Tyler Jurich will chase it down. Jurich picks it up, throws it across. He's looking for Brandon Tucker, who can't receive the pass. That puck will be moved back to center ice, where it's picked up by Michaelis. Right onto the stick of Jamie Lucas. Lucas turns, looking, throws out towards the front, deflected away, and back towards center ice. Picked up, and here comes the Enforcers' odd man rush. Tyler Jurich breaks in. He's got Tucker cutting to the front, tipped, and no, just wide. Back over for Patterson, throwing it towards the front. Poke checked along, and Brandon Tucker chases. Sends it back behind for Tyler Jurich. Jurich out towards the front, and Michaelis couldn't get the shot off. Cameron Yarwood dumps it down deep, and it's picked back off by Jamie Lucas and knocked back to center ice, where Yarwood picks it up, finding Hudson Michaelis. Michaelis drop pass there for Tyler Jurich. Jurich cutting across, deflected in front just by the side of the net. As Michaelis picks it back up, goes back to Kyler Matthews at the point. Matthews fires, deflected in front, another attempt, kicked aside, as now the Wolves will get a chance to move it out. Right up to Dominic Bogzeal. Bogzeal throws it ahead, tipped in on Kyler Matthews, who knocked it to the side, but is picked quickly back up, and Watertown will continue to move the puck. Zajac with it, sends back to the point. The Wolves controlling the zone, passed across. Kalpuzos looks towards the front, knocked away there by Timofeyev, but down deeper into the zone. Zajac fires it back behind the net for Kyler Matthews. Matthews takes a long look, firing it across. Kyle Stevens has it. He throws it ahead to Ahmed Mahfouz. Mahfouz into the zone, tried to drop for Timofeyev. Timofeyev sends behind the net for Mahfouz. Mahfouz out towards the front, fired in, and a save on Kyle Stevens, point blank. That was a rough one, George.
It was. The Enforcers, though, getting a couple good pressures early. It all kind of started on the defensive end with an excellent play by Gino Mini with a dive block, taking the puck away. The Enforcers a good opportunity on the 2-on-1 and continuing to put the pressure on the Wolves here.
18:08 to go in period number 1. Stevens will lose the draw. It'll be moved back along by Justin Coachman. Coachman drops back along again, playing it back behind the net. The Wolves taking a lot of time here as Kalpuzos looking around. He is calling for Desjardins. Desjardins passes it up. Kalpuzos now will start it out the other way. Kalpuzos harassed by Ahmed Mahfouz, flipped back to center ice for Kyle Stevens, kicks it along, and Timofeyev put it back in the zone, but it's immediately sent back out and into the Enforcer zone where Spencer Carter will go to play. Carter back behind to JT Walters, who's back from his 4-game suspension. Had to serve that before he could make his way back in the lineup. As now Liam Little out there battling for it, throwing the puck right back in as JT Walters goes to pick it up, and the Wolves go off for a change. Trying to flip it out of the zone was JT Walters. He couldn't get it out. Now drops for Kyle Stevens, who moves it to step on Timofeyev. Timofeyev ahead to Stevens. Stevens into the offensive zone. Cutting through right down the slot. Loses control, and it's turned back the other way by Jamie Lucas. Puck fed back behind the net. Sonstabo will go back to play. Sonstabo looking up towards marker. It's poked off his stick to Ahmed Mahfouz. Mahfouz trying to throw it out towards the front. That one's flipped way up in the air. Jamie Lucas trying to get there. He flips it back towards the blue line, picked off by Glenn Patterson, Sonstabo harassed by Mafus, and now it'll end up on the stick of Jamie Lucas along the far side boards. Breaking in is Ryan Marker. Cutting the front, fire shot, and a save by Troy Passingham. Passingham gets his second shot of the game, and he manages to put the glove on it there.
Yeah, an excellent save there by Troy Passingham. Again, we talked about what Marker can do, and he had a wicked shot there on Troy Passingham.
As Brennan Hussey comes out, he's going to lose that draw, but it's flipped right out of the zone quickly. Kyle Powell moving it back along. Trying to move it up for Jamie Lucas. Lucas has been out here quite a bit for this first 3.5 minutes, George.
He has.
As now Gino Mini moves it up the boards. Firing it out. Here comes Brennan Hussey off the pass from Andrew Harrison. Hussey passes across over to Dimitro Babenko. Babenko down low to Hussey. Hussey looking towards the front, decides better of it, passes behind the net to Harrison, right back out to Hussey in the slot. Another attempt, and it's poke-checked away. Babenko getting a little more physical as we get later on in the year. Puck is moved back to center ice. Gino Mini takes his time, flips it ahead for Brendan Hussey. Hussey misfires, as I don't think he got everything he wanted on that one, as Bogzil has the puck taken off of his stick by Andrew Harrison. It'll end up right back down and on Bogzil's stick again, so it'll be passed back along to Vladimir Port. Port flipping it ahead, back to center ice, picked off by Gino Mini, who turns, fires it ahead to Hussey. And now Hussey and Mini will enter the zone. Hussey just throws it in on net and will go off for a change, as all of the enforcers look for a fresh new face out there. Pominville not liking his crease being violated as Patterson moved it back towards the blue line. Devaney and Tucker come together, and now Kyle Powell trying to move it along. Powell shoves it along the sideboards, and now trying to move it back out. It's flipped ahead, gotten up to Dennis Zajac, passes over to Joe Devaney. Devaney fires, blocker down by Passingham. Bogzil will knock it back down, but it's pushed ahead by Tyler Jurich, and here he comes. Jurich into the zone, dumps it down in the corner. Hudson Michaelis on the chase. That puck is skittering into the corner, and again, the Wolves managed to pick up possession. Back and forth affair here early, George.
Absolutely. I think for the most part, the guys have been feeling pretty good so far, despite no fans.
As that one kicked in off Passingham's leg pad, and he'll get it out of the zone. But again, the enforcers have to take some time, recalibrate, and now Tucker looks ahead. Tucker into the offensive zone, cutting through off the near side boards, throws it in front. It's tipped, and Pominville makes a great save. Michaelis with a heck of a deflection there.
Michaelis with a deflection. I think Justin Coachman got a little piece of that, so definitely lucky for the Wolves.
As now that'll bring back out that fearsome line, Mafus, Timofeyev, and Kyle Stevens. Something about this line just works. As Stevens looks to take the draw, that one pushed towards the sideboards, is picked up and moved along by the new number 4, Tristan McKay. Moved up the far side boards as Timofeyev lays the body, still pushing it through. Stevens kept the zone for a moment, but Sonstabo will get it out now. Sonstabo passing it ahead. Liam Little makes his way in. Little to the sideboards, throwing it off a leg of Kyler Matthews. Puck pushed back through by Matthews, and right back around looking for Ahmed Mafus. Mafus sets up and tries to work it out, but it's stolen away. Moved back to the sideboards, and now Mafus throws ahead for Timofeyev. Timofeyev and Yarwood up, 2-on-1. Pass across to Yarwood, right back to Timofeyev, waiting across, shot, goal! Cameron Yarwood buries it, and a 2-on-1 pays off big time.
Now we get to go home.
Quite the horn there. Cameron Yarwood burying his 12th of the season.
Yeah, you thought maybe they'd start to run out of real estate. They're going back and forth playing a little bit of tic-tac-toe, but finally Yarwood got a wide open net, and good for the enforcers to get that early goal.
Well, 14-12 to go in period number 1. It's a 1-0 affair, but it's been tight, George. It's been really tight so far.
I think the instincts have kind of kicked in for all these guys, and it just kind of feels like, for the most part, a normal hockey game.
Well, the puck moving along. JT Walters feeds it up. Now Spencer Carter looking to make a lane. He couldn't find anybody. They say no icing, so Pominville lets it go. Kyle Powell moves it across the boards. Brendan Hussey couldn't handle it. Marker tried to keep the zone, or tried to get out of the zone, but it's moved out by Port finally. Port along the far side boards takes a hit there, but he takes a hit to make a play as JT Walters moves it up the near side boards for Andrew Harrison. Harrison kicking it ahead and moved along by Mark Essery. That one sent down by Port. No icing again as that puck's moved back up the boards. Essery throws the body, and now Spencer Carter had to peel off that one as Ryan Marker will pick up. Marker with it again, looking towards the front of the net. Fire save by Passingham. Picked up by JT Walters, and he takes his time. Kyle Powell was pinching, but not very convincingly there, George.
No.
As Hussey throws it off the boards near his bench, decides to go back to Spencer Carter, passes across over to JT Walters. Walters looking up the ice. He gets by, flips that one right off Andrew Harrison, and Harrison will just dump it in, and now that line will get a line change. So Pominville leaves it back behind for Kyle Powell. Brandon Tucker, the lone man deep, as now this puck is moved up and out by Zajac. Zajac just dumps it all the way down, and Passingham will play. Got to give it to him so far, George. This has been a quickly played first 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, again, knock on wood, nothing has really no stoppages, no icing, no penalties so far, so everything's looking pretty solid.
As the Enforcers almost coughed one up there, going back for it. Gino Mini throwing it up the boards. Bogziel picks it up off of the leg pad of Tucker and right back on the stick of Calpuzos. Calpuzos taking a long look. Calpuzos looking up the ice, but nobody's open. The Enforcers playing almost a choking style of defense here. As coming out the other way, Tucker loses it in his skates, and that'll bring up Gino Mini. Gino Mini crossing the offensive line, throwing it towards the net, and it goes just wide. We saw one of those last weekend as Gino Mini hit the net, and it went in that 10-3 game. As now again, puck is flipped across. Moving it ahead is Zajac. Zajac across the line. Poke checked away there by Hudson Michaelis. He turns around. Michaelis looks up, feeds Tucker, but it's just a bit too far. And the Watertown Wolves will take advantage. Sonstabo back behind the net. Works it over to McKay. McKay flipping it along. Chopped down by Jurich. Thrown across. Here comes Tucker. Sidesteps a man. Looking to get it out in front. Still with it behind the net. And throws it in front. Tried to hit Jurich, and he just couldn't get it to him. Patterson plays big against the boards, and Jurich will retreat to center ice to pick it up. Down in for Tucker. Flipping it back towards the net. Just by it, and Pominville will cover up. Not taking any chances there as Hudson Michaelis was in the vicinity.
And this almost, I mean, in terms of stoppages, we talk about this kind of feels almost like the first real stoppage of the game.
It really is. 11:31. There's the goal again as Cameron Yarwood had an easy tap home there. And Pominville, I mean, lots of credit to him. 6 shot, here it is again, right across the front. As now we got another face-off here. Down to the right-hand side of Pominville. 11:30 to go. As the official kicks out the man out of the face-off circle for the Watertown Wolves. Ahmed Mahfouz chasing down Port, who sends the puck quickly across, and it's moved out by Jamie Lucas there. Puck turned back around by Cameron Yarwood, the lone goal scorer so far here tonight. Moved it ahead to Kyler Matthews. Matthews off the boards, hits it up to Timofeyev, who deflects it. That was an odd deflection, as now Jamie Lucas will chase it back down. Moving it back around to Vladimir Port. Port up the ice, kept in by Timofeyev, thrown back down and off the leg of Ahmed Mahfouz, who is harassing his man again, picked off by Timofeyev, sent back out to Yarwood. Yarwood, tight turn there right in front of his bench. He takes some time, finds Ahmed Mahfouz. Mahfouz with a turn, as the Enforcers playing some interesting style of hockey here. As out the other way, here comes Timofeyev. Timofeyev cutting towards the front, looking, waiting, throws it across, and Kyle Stevens has just turned off a little bit too early. Puck goes back behind the net as Timofeyev takes it again. Timofeyev up the near side board, sends down across for Kyler Matthews. Back behind the net for Mahfouz, trying to throw it in front. He was looking for Timofeyev, but it's picked off, and the Wolves get it out. Knocked back down quickly. Great play by JT Walters. Ahmed Mahfouz calling for it. Mahfouz drop pass there for Kyle Stevens. Stevens trying to get around Calpuzos, and he cannot, as that puck is sent to the boards. Timofeyev with it, turning it back around, still can't get it through. Stevens has lost his glove, and the Wolves are breaking out the other way. Passed ahead to Bogziel. Bogziel throws it through the legs, again out in front and chopped away by the wily veteran Ahmed Mahfouz. Right back across, shot, knocked back down again by Spencer Carter, and the Wolves will regroup at center ice as the Enforcers look for a line change. Moved ahead to Zajac. Zajac has his pass picked off, and now Spencer Carter gets it out of the zone. Mahfouz heading for the bench. He is exhausted. As 9:47 to go, we're past the halfway point here at period number 1. Back the other way comes the Watertown Wolves. Sherman with it. Poke checked away. Manages to keep it. Thrown towards the front. A kick saved by Passingham. Picked up by Andrew Harrison. Harrison off the boards. Up to Babenko. Dimitro Babenko has Brendan Hussey charging with him. Babenko pulls up. Waits. Turns around down low. Sends it back towards Spencer Carter. Carter looking across. Decides to fire. Goes just wide out the other side. Picked up by Harrison. Harrison trying to get loose. Still has it. Drop pass for Carter again. Carter fires towards the front, and it's an easy stop for Pominville, and that should take us to the media timeout. That being said, we'll be back. Enforcers up 1-0 over the Watertown Wolves.
Lyra Enforcers are at home Thursday, March 12th, Friday, March 13th, and Saturday, March 14th. Thursday, March 12th, it's Dunkin' Donuts night. Friday, March 13th, it's Big Fox free t-shirt night. And Saturday, March 14th, free trading card set number 1 from Multimedia Service. That's Thursday, March 12th, Friday, March 13th, and Saturday, March 14th. Get your tickets early. Call 734-PA.
Hello, this is Ahmed Mahfouz, captain of your Elmira Enforcers. If you're looking for something to do when the Enforcers are on the road, come on down to the rec rink and take part in the Rock and Skate. It's a great night out with friends, family, and other great Enforcers fans. At just $5 for admission and $5 for skate rental, it's a real power play every Friday night, 8 to 10 p.m. Go Enforcers, go.
Hi, this is Marion Decker, and at the Decker Agency.
Sorry about that, fans, as we are back here. 1-0 score. Shots on goal officially 7-6. George and I talked about being a little suspect to that.
Yeah, a little. If you were to look at time of possession, I think the Enforcers are well above what Watertown is right now. And again, the shots might be a little in favor of Watertown right now. Again, Enforcers still leading 7-6 there, but I mean the Enforcers have just dominated time of possession throughout this game.
As Port will take it right off the draw, Watertown trying to set something up. As again, they cannot get it out of the zone. Andrew Harrison trying to fight back in. It's moved back down by Babenko. Babenko turning, looking towards his defense, finds Gino Mini, who throws it towards the net, and I don't think Pominville saw that one. Puck broken up. Hussey couldn't keep the zone. Now he'll dump it back in, and Harrison off to clear. Harrison does get clear, and Brendan Hussey starts his charge into the zone. Pulls up about the slot area. As out the other way, here comes Derek Boudreau. Boudreau taken down. That's going to be a penalty. As Brendan Hussey going to have to go serve. Our first stoppage of the game, penalty there, George, and that means we're going to a Seneca Beverages penalty kill. Seneca Beverages reminding you not to get boxed.
By drinking responsibly.
As a nice new commercial being played.
Check your voicemail, you missed some calls.
Stepan Timofeyev getting in on the action there. As Brendan Hussey takes his seat. That took a little bit of time for Hussey to get in there. I mean, he's not normally one to question the calls. He's but the Enforcer go to the penalty kill either way. JT Walters goes, picks it up, fires it through the middle. Picked off there and trying to move it out. It's sent back along the near side boards as Kyle Stevens flips it out. Cal Puzo's having some trouble controlling.
That one went off Desjardins and he goes right to the bench holding his arm.
He was shaking his hand pretty good as Watertown will try to regroup. 15 seconds killed, though, out of that, as now picking it back up and throwing it towards the Elmira Enforcer zone. Joe Devaney passes over to Bogzil. Bogzil working it around. Plays it back and out of the zone, as unfortunately unable to play it. There was Nick Calpuzos. Played back behind. Pominville over to Calpuzos. Kyle Stevens, the lone man deep, pinching in there. As Watertown trying to reassess their power play. 40 seconds. They haven't had a good look yet here, George.
No, they haven't. The Enforcers penalty kill on the year at 84%, so pretty solid overall.
Well, they finally get it set up here. Devaney winds, waits, still waiting, firing over the top of the net. That one will bounce back towards the blue line and does get out of the zone. Diving attempt there, though, by Boudreau. Very impressive.
Yeah.
As Calpuzzo starts it, kicking it along, picked off by Cameron Yarwood. Fed out and dumped all the way down. Mafus thought he had a break there for a second. As Pominville goes back to play, Mafus goes back and harasses him behind the net. Mafus comes away with possession. Vladimir Port trying to battle him off. As Mafus comes loose again, trying to get there, shoves it up towards the blue line. JT Walters will play it. Walters kept the zone for a minute, but back out the other way. Here comes Jamie Lucas. He's got marker with him. Lucas fires, and it goes just wide. Around to the near side boards. Picked up by Kyle Stevens. Back out of the zone. 28 seconds to go in the kill. Stevens still with it. Looking, firing over the top of the net. That'll bounce off the glass, and now Tucker goes back to play. He drops off for Glenn Patterson. Dumps it back in, but Kyle Powell's going to pick it up. Powell right back towards the offensive zone. Powell bringing it in, looking, firing it across. Another opportunity, poke checked away, picked up by Babanko. Babanko might be off to the races here. He is going. No, he loses possession of the puck. Bogzil goes right after Babanko, and the referee goes down over the blue line. Must have been something on the ice there.
Yeah. But what an effort by Babanko there at center ice to keep control of the puck and kill the rest of that penalty.
Fed up to Hussey, and Hussey just shot that one off the leg pad as, again, Elmira going back to work. Fed off here. Patterson's got it. Back to 5-on-5 play. Hussey up and into the stands as that was in the neutral zone. Somebody's going to get a free puck here.
Someone will.
I think it's going to be a cameraman. As puck was thrown into the stands there by Brendan Hussey, but luckily not in his defensive zone, so no penalty on that one there, George.
Nope.
Penalty kill remains 1-for-1 here tonight, as now the Hudson Michaelis line comes out. Puck won back by Watertown again, as that's been kind of a weird situation as of late. The Enforcers have not had that success in the faceoff circle, as Gino Mini throws it across. Puck fed back down low. Gino Mini on the chase. Bogzil trying to get there, but he's pushed off by Mini. Played up by Patterson up to Essery. Essery throws it back to center ice, and Sonstabo will go back to play. Under 6 minutes to go in period number 1. Still a 1-0 lead for your Elmira Enforcers. Sonstabo throws it up. Essery was able to tip it. Devaney moved it along, but Essery again coming back for it. He and Sonstabo run into each other. Knocked off by Michaelis. Back to Essery. Working it into the zone. Essery cutting through, firing it down in the corner. Puck is played down low. Essery trying to fire it over for Jurich. Couldn't quite get there as Patterson goes back to play. Patterson moving it ahead, finds Tyler Jurich. Jurich can't keep the zone, right back out to center ice. Back in for Michaelis. Michaelis looking towards Jurich. Puck bounces around back behind Jurich with it right out to the front for Michaelis. Michaelis in the slot, dipsy-doodling around, looking, trying to get a lane, fires it over the top of the net. Back out to Glenn Patterson. Patterson taking his time, dumps it down low for Tyler Jurich. Jurich has it behind the net again. Jurich towards the front, and Pominville going to jump on top of that one. 5:05 to go. It's a 1-0 Enforcers lead.
Woo. And again, the game is just flowing right now. We're only about 30 minutes in, and we only got 5 minutes left here.
That's unbelievable, George.
Yeah.
It's been a quick-moving game here tonight.
And I think a lot, Enforcers, again, they came out attacking early. I think since they got that goal, they've kind of taken their foot off the gas a little bit. Definitely controlling the puck a little bit more than I think they usually would in a normal game.
Back to Yarwood. And a goal! Cameron Yarwood! I can't believe that one. Pominville goes down. Yarwood gets his second of the game. That's number 13 on the year. And Cameron Yarwood having himself a night.
He's been having himself really a month the last couple of weeks. I mean, he had the hat trick as he gets his one-on-one celebration down on the bench. Again, Yarwood has just been hot. He's been one of the hottest scorers for the Enforcers of late. And what a laser that was. I don't think anyone saw that one until the water bottle exploded.
Well, I agree with you there. Here comes the replay. Right off the faceoff, he just fires over Pominville's head. I'm sure you're right on that one, George, as this faceoff won yet again by Watertown. Played back behind. Calpuzos will pick up. Calpuzos moves it ahead to Boudreau. Firing it along. Lucas picks it up, shoved towards the sideboards, and dumped back in by Jamie Lucas. Lucas trying to battle that one off. That one plays off. It's deflected, and the Enforcers get away with one there, as that was that had potential to be a delay of game.
Just a little bit. The guys on the bench enjoying it. There's a whole empty arena, but you shot the puck into where there's 15 guys sitting.
As the Enforcers do win that draw, Kyle Stevens won it up back. It's moved around, and Stepan Timofeyev picks it off, sends up for Kyle Stevens. Stevens and Mafous into the zone. Mafous back across. Timofeyev with it, fires, goal! Stepan Timofeyev! That's his 7th of the year. And, well, it's Timo time.
It absolutely is. We're talking about finding Timo, and he found him there with a beautiful pass, and Timo just took his time, a little patient, move in front, and just buried another one top shell.
Here it comes on the replay. Right over the top and over the shoulder. Stepan Timofeyev. Here it comes again. Beauty right over the shoulder of Pominville. And one more time for good measure.
Yep.
Over the shoulder.
Much easier to get the replay when you're not shooting the ground as much.
Well, there you go. As the Enforcers win it again, here comes Dimitro Babenko. Babenko with it, looking towards the front. He turns, throws it back behind to JT Walters. Walters off the boards again. It rumbles around, and now Hussey was on the chase, but Watertown's going to get there instead. Bogzell picks it off, throws it down. Andrew Harrison's going to pick it off. Harrison towards the front. He has that one taken away. Babenko's down there battling, and it's thrown out by Watertown anyway, as Joe Devaney makes his way out. 4:08 left to go in period number 1. Fire save by Passingham.
I don't think Troy Passingham, I don't think he's been tested for like the last 5-6 minutes, maybe more.
I mean, if he were a pole down there, he'd be growing a pretty good weed out there.
I mean,
I don't know. That's where I went, George.
I'm about to say, I think he's only faced one shot since the media timeout.
I would agree with you there. It's not been a test of strength for Troy Passingham as the Enforcers pick it off again. Babenko moves it ahead. He's on the chase, trying to get around Port, and Port will get there to play the puck up the far side boards. Picked off there by Bogzil, sent off the boards, and left there for Zajac. Picked off by Brendan Hussey, moved ahead, and Andrew Harrison on the chase. Harrison's got it, Tucker across and a shot and a save by Pominville. So 3:41 to go, 3-0, and there we go, finding Timo as, well, we like to have fun here at First Arena,
do.
George.
We have fun even when there's no one here to watch.
Yeah, well, there's a nice couple of people right across from us. I think one of them is the team doctor. The other one, Action Rick, on the Zamboni normally. As that puck moved back across, and Watertown wins another draw. Tristan McKay trying to move it along. Moved ahead by Desjardins. Glad to see he's back in the action here. As Liam Little getting tied up with Brendan Tucker. Puck is moved back along the boards, right back towards Tucker, picked off by Gino Mini, thrown ahead, and Hudson Michaelis going to turn back the other way. Michaelis towards the front of the net, drop pass there, he loses it, and I guess he tripped up over his own stick there down low. As that puck will be flipped back in, going back to play is Troy Passingham. He leaves it for Glenn Patterson. Patterson taking his time. He's got Desjardins right on him. And again, glad to see Desjardins not having any issues with that hand. As the puck is dumped back in by Tucker, and he has been harassed here quite a bit tonight. Sherman and Michaelis getting into a little bit of a pushing match there. As the Watertown Wolves will step back up the other way. Here comes Derek Boudreau. Boudreau cutting through. He breaks in, shot save by Passingham, picked off now, and here comes Timofeyev. Timofeyev has 3 defenders in front of him, still going to take it himself. As Timofeyev, I tell you what, he is a wizard with the puck. As once again, it's moved back by Watertown. Played up, Derek Boudreau with it. Boudreau across, finds Ryan Marker. Marker breaking into the zone, looking, firing, stay, and just wide, Thought Passingham got a blocker on that, but no. Picked off again, and here comes Timofeyev. He's got Mafous. Mafous goes and picks up the puck on a toss from Timofeyev. Mafous wrapping around towards the front. Kyle Stevens was there but couldn't get his stick on it, and it'll be dumped. This is going to be icing. It's waved off. Does not quite make the goal line. And Cameron Yarwood throws ahead to Timofeyev up at the opposite blue line. Along the near side boards, Timofeyev throws it in. Here comes Kyler Matthews. Kyler Matthews fires, and it's got just wide. As the Wolves netminder Pominville might have gotten lucky there. Fed back along for Timofeyev. Timofeyev up the boards to Kyle Stevens. Stevens waiting, flipping it towards Timofeyev. He and Kyler Matthews in the zone, firing, deflected up and towards the corner. Picked off, and Matthews couldn't handle it. Yarwood will turn and chase. Yarwood with it. Just under 100 seconds to go in period number 1. And again, George, I say it's been flying here.
It has been flying just like this offense has been going.
As once again, 3-0 go the Enforcers so far. Cameron Yarwood turning it around. Taking a long look. He drops the pass back off to Kyler Matthews. Matthews back behind his net. And the Enforcers not looking in any rush to get back up the ice. As Mafous now sends it up for Timofeyev. Timofeyev couldn't control it, and Kyle Powell shoves it back out the other way. Here comes the Wolves. Joe Devaney winds, fakes a shot, comes around right back behind the net, and is taken away by Mafous. Thrown ahead to Timofeyev. Under a minute to go. Here comes Timofeyev. Drop pass there. He was looking for Kyle Stevens, but Stevens just overskated it. Knocked back down by Andrew Harrison. Trying to throw it back through the legs of Calpuzos. He'll take his time. Calpuzos looking, still 45 seconds to go in the period. That's a ton of time. As it's moved across, Jamie Lucas dumping it down low. Sherman with it now. Sherman looking out towards the front, and it bounces past his man all the way down as Pominville goes back to play. The Enforcers make another line change. 30 seconds left to go in period number 1. It's a 3-0 lead, and that seems pretty commanding at this point, George.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been all Enforcers. I think they've led in this first period probably, or in time of possession at least, probably about 15 minutes so far. As
that one's deflected towards Passingham, and he will cover up with 14.8 seconds to go. I think that one ended up in JT Walters' equipment for a second before it dropped in front of Passingham. So with 14.8 to go, we want to remind you the All-Star Bucky Dent makes his way down for the Hot Stove Dinner this year. Great way to kick off the Pioneer season. That's coming up April 23rd. That puck won back. JT Walters wraps it around to the far side boards. Chipped ahead by Andrew Harrison. On the race for it, Mark Essery trying to get there, but no, it's turned back the other side. Played out here for Jamie Lucas with 3 seconds to go. 2-1, Lucas still with it, fires over the top of the net, and that will do it for period number 1.
Ooh.
Well,
I think we have the quickest period in FPHL history at 38 minutes since puck drop.
I think you might be right, George. Well, a heck of a first period. 3 goals, 2 from Cameron Yarwood, 1 from Stepan Timofeyev, and the Enforcers go to the intermission, and, well, they've got a lot to be happy about. I'm kind of curious what Brent Clark may have to say to them.
I mean, right now it's just keep doing what we're doing. I mean, they came out fast. They came out with that early goal there in the first 5 minutes, and then it did feel like they kind of took their foot off the gas for a couple minutes, and they played very defensively, very conservatively. And then they got that big goal from Yarwood, that big shot at the point that I don't think anyone was expecting was going to go in. And then Tima with a beautiful goal right out in front with some sick tag goals. And again, you go into the first break up by 3. You got to be feeling good right now.
You definitely do. Well, that being said, we'll step aside. We'll be back here on the Mixler.com Intermission Report.
Enforcers are at home Thursday, March 12th, Friday, March 13th, and Saturday, March 14th. Thursday, March 12th, it's Dunkin' Donuts night. Friday, March 13th, it's Big Fox free t-shirt night. And Saturday, March 14th, free trading card set number 1 from Multimedia Service. That's Thursday, March 12th, Friday, March 13th, and Saturday, March 14th. Get your tickets early. Call 734-PA.
Hello, this is Ahmed Mahfouz, captain of your Elmira Enforcers. If you're looking for something to do when the Enforcers are on the road, come on down to the rec rink and take part in the Rock and Skate. It's a great night out with friends, family, and other great Enforcers fans. At just $5 for admission and $5 for skate rental, it's a real power play every Friday night, 8 to 10 p.m. Go Enforcers, go.
Hi, this is Marion Decker, and at the Decker Agency, we've got over 34 years experience in helping our clients get the best insurance coverage possible. We're local and we're trusted. We've built our business on the idea that customers should be treated like family. At the Decker Agency, we offer free quotes and consultations. Our clients can build their coverages to best suit their needs and budget. Please stop into our office at 416 East 14th Street in Elmira Heights or call us at 607-734-1100 to schedule your free consultation today. And like the Marion M. Decker Agency LLC on Facebook, at the Decker Agency, we help you protect what matters most.
Another great period of enforcement action in the books down here with Spencer Carter. Spencer, must be quite exhilarating to play here at First Arena after your college experience. What's that been like?
Oh, it's been great. Really a little bit different from the domes to here. People got a little bit more engaged. Not as much of kind of just sit back. So I like it so far.
Kind of an odd experience tonight, obviously, a game with no fans. But what are you guys saying in the room? How are you guys getting ready for this experience? It's obviously so unique.
Same as every game, Came here to win. That's it.
Obviously, this is a playoff team you're playing against here tonight. Watertown, somebody you could see in the first round of the playoffs. How much of that goes into the thought process, or is it just about sticking to your guys' game?
Sticking to our game, and then we're going to take it to them as much as we can, kind of learn from it before the playoffs, and then that'll be it. We'll take it into the playoffs with us.
Obviously, the goal is the championship or bust. Obviously, Elmira went there last year. You got to see that as a fan last year. What's that like to be a part of this season?
Definitely cool to be a part of. Got to watch a couple of guys from the team last year come and play for the Enforcers, and they liked it, so definitely translates a little bit better, so it'll be fun.
Talking about translate, what was the decision process into coming here? How did that all break down for you to be a part of the Enforcers here?
I didn't originally think that I wanted to play, but came to a game Thursday night, wanted to play, texted the coach, and then we ended up playing that next night, so.
Your first night was kind of a big night, a goal, an assist, quite the night, quite the start off, and obviously we've heard the chants in the crowd. What's that been like for you?
Pretty, a little bit different. I could have not listened to it as much as I can. I don't want it to get to my head, but it's just another hockey game for me,
Well, having those teammates in the stands, does that do anything for you as far as like just confidence building? Because obviously you got off to a very strong start here.
Yeah, I was definitely confident. The guys helped me out a lot, pumping my tires, telling me that I should play more, and it's really been helpful for me. So,
obviously, this team has a large veteran presence. How much of that does that play into effect with obviously getting started and getting your professional career started?
It helps a lot. They're really helpful down the line, get me intertwined with the rest of the guys on the team, and get me into a rhythm that I can play with. So.
All right, well, I'll let you get back to it. Thanks so much to Spencer Carter for joining me. We'll be back here on the Mixler.com Intermission Report.
This is Glenn Patterson with the Elmira Enforcers. Did you know that you can celebrate your birthday here at First Arena with the Elmira Enforcers? Birthdays should be a memorable event, and with the Enforcers, you'll never forget it. Call today for more details at 607-734-7825. Go Enforcers, go.
All right, well, with that, the first period, we got to summarize it up here, George. Quite a period for Cameron Yarwood and Stepan Timofeyev.
I mean, really, recap, 2 goals for Cameron Yarwood and then a goal for Stepan Timofeyev, but one from Yarwood, one of the hardest shots you'll see in this league.
Oh, unbelievable.
It was a beautiful shot from the point. Timofeyev, a beautiful move in front of the net to get that 3rd goal. So right now going into the second up 3-0, Again, I think the shots are a little
skewed.
A little skewed. Right now we have the Enforcers leading in shots 11-10, but it feels like we're leading like 20-10.
Oh, it does,
I mean,
yeah.
They completely controlled the puck that entire period. They came out hard. We kind of slowed down for a little bit, but then they came back and they got those 2 goals, and everything's looking good right now.
It certainly is, and the Enforcers have continued to push the pace of play. They've continued to control that pace of play, like you just said, and perhaps the most impressive thing for the Enforcers is the ability to really limit any damage out of the neutral zone. I mean, they've just clogged it up, and they're not playing. You think about the usual 1-3-1. You think about, 4 guys across the red line. They're not playing that. They're just able, with one guy, to kind of step up and put a stop to anything.
I mean, Dmitry Babenko, especially at the end of that power play that Watertown had, he was fantastic. Right at center ice, completely clocking it up, like you said, and controlling the puck. And Ahmed Mafous, he did a great job behind the net on that one sequence. So, again, everything we've said, how many times have we said this year, everything going the Enforcers' way.
And that's a great thing down the stretch, obviously, as the Enforcers look for win number 10 in a row. First off, that has never happened in the Enforcers' history. Second off, this would be a season high as well, as they won 28 games last year. This would be win number 29. And, I mean, the Enforcers are doing everything the way that you want them to do it heading into a playoff time of year.
Absolutely. Again, we talked about so far 9 straight wins, winning 15 of their last 16. They've only lost 4 games in 2020. They've won 9 of their last 10 home games. So if they're able to capture a win here tonight, move up in the standings again by 3 points because no one else is playing tonight, and to do it in these conditions would just be fantastic.
And you think about that, too. Obviously, we're going to have an update for you here in, the
clock went away.
Clicking clock went away. All right. Very, very shortly, Robbie Nichols is going to join me up here in the booth, and he's going to give us the latest and greatest update. But, this is a very tenuous time.
Yep.
And as the Enforcers are trying to make a push and say, hey, we want that Commissioner's Cup, not a bad way to do it here.
No. I mean, again, they couldn't have played any better there in that period. Take out the circumstances. They played like that with a packed house.
Oh, yeah.
Then we'd be saying the exact same thing.
Yep.
But again, the two Yarwood goals were fantastic. The Timofeyev goal was beautiful. Troy Passingham has been solid, and Eddie hasn't been tested all that much. Again, they have 10 shots on the board, but those have come in little bits and pieces. But Wolves haven't really gotten an opportunity. For them to play in an empty arena that's on the road, I think is certainly difficult for them. They traveled. Lucky for them, travel isn't as far. It's not like you're coming from Battle Creek or you're coming from anywhere else. So the travel wasn't as tough for them. But I think maybe they got caught up in the moment of not having the normal situation is, we normally have in a hockey game.
Well, that can definitely take away from it. I mean, you have to feel like, especially when these two teams get together, this in-state rivalry has really been a huge factor, as you've seen a lot of interest and intrigue in this rivalry matchup. And honestly, it's fun for people in New York State to go, hey, that's my team. That's the team I support, and they're battling another team from New York State, and we want to show that we're the best. And you see that time and time again, and the Enforcers, I think they thrive off that action and the way that the fans react to this. And, you wonder when you come into a game like this where obviously there's nothing you can do. You have to work on the safe side of things, how that's going to impact the gameplay. And the Enforcers, so far, doesn't seem like it's impacted them very much.
No, again, there's been zero impact, I think, for the most part. You talk about the rivalry. It's certainly tough when, again, you have teams that are spread across the country, mostly on the East Coast, but teams in the middle of the country out in Illinois and Michigan. The fact that Watertown fans can come here, I think that builds on the rivalry. We've seen the Watertown fans usually sitting in Section 105. So Watertown has been able to travel. I think that's definitely helped in the rivalry.
It definitely has. And we're going to invite Robbie Nichols into the broadcast booth in just a second, as Robbie's going to step on in, and George will step out for just a second.
Step out.
As well, we've got new information, obviously, and Robbie will be stepping right in here to take a moment out of his day. And, of course, always appreciate when Robbie gets a chance to stop up. Robbie, thanks so much for joining me.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Well, of course, great first period of action there as the Enforcers come away with a 3-0 lead out of the first period. That's got to feel good, especially in front of an empty house here in First Arena.
Well, it never feels good in front of an empty house. We miss all our great loyal fans, and we'll get into that in a second. But, yeah, great period of hockey by the guys. They're playing well. I believe they're going for a franchise record 10 in a row tonight, and
couple of franchise records.
Yeah, we really want to get that 10 win in a row. That's big, and the guys are playing great hockey right now.
Well, 10 in a row is a big one, but last year they achieved 28 victories. This would be win number 29 if they're able to take it too. So a couple of big keys to victory here. But Troy Passingham has been tested here and there, but the Enforcers have really played down the other end of the ice. So from a coaching standpoint and owner standpoint, you got to be pretty happy about that.
Oh, the guys are playing well, taking care of their chances. Timo, some great plays there to Yarwood. Great shot from the point there from Yarzy. And the guys are playing extremely well. And, we need to keep it going.
We definitely do. And I want to get into this now. I was hoping to get this camera over here. But, again, a lot of big events happening today. The NHL canceled. The NBA canceled last night. A lot of different events canceled. WrestleMania, for example, as we just had WWE here. Now the FPHL is done some more talking. I know you were on a phone call right before the start of this game. What was the result of that?
I've been on 3 conference calls today with the governors of the league, and the governor's first concern is the safety of our fans and safety of our players. And I'm not a medical expert, and I'm not going to pretend to be one. I've talked to Chemung County Department of Health twice. Pete and John have done an amazing job over there of keeping me teaching me some of what's going on. And so I'm going to explain it a little bit. Best I know is some places 14 people will get it, then 140, then 1,400, then 14,000. This thing spreads like a bomb. And the best way of doing it is by having empty buildings. You know, everybody says, oh, they're over panicking, they're doing this. They're telling me this is the best way to prevent it. That's why, people don't understand the money that's at stake. Mm-hmm. And no amount of money is worth one of our fans losing their life. Mm-hmm. Now go to the NHL. Mm-hmm. Columbus had Pittsburgh Penguins coming in with Sidney Crosby, a sold-out 20,000 seat. You're probably talking a $10 million game.
Oh, for sure.
And they canceled it for the well-being of their fans and their players. So it's about the players and the health, and that's why we canceled it. And I hated to cancel it, because we got a great crowd here tonight, and the next 2 nights, Friday we're almost sold out, Saturday we're almost sold out, and I was so excited, looking forward to this weekend.
Well, now you said you were on conference calls all day, so what is the projection now for the rest of the season?
Well, it's not good, John. The league has decided after tonight, this is the last hockey game we'll see here. We're going to go on a hiatus. We're going to go in suspension for approximately 2 weeks, and we're going to see where everything sits after that. If it's about approximately 2 weeks or a little longer, we may head right into playoffs. And, that's why every game's important for us. And, as an ownership, we have 8 home games remaining. We back-end it. That's where we usually try to recoup some money, is ticket sales and food and beverage. And it's just not going to happen if we're not playing.
Well, and with that, obviously, playoffs had to be a big conversation part of those conference calls. Obviously, everybody wants a chance to compete for the Cup, and right now the playoff picture, 7 teams were set anyway. How much did that factor into the decision-making and going forward?
And it didn't. It really didn't, because it's all about the health of our fans and health of our players. It's starting to spread. We're starting to see NBA players have it. National Hockey League player has been diagnosed with it, and it's starting to pop up. And these guys, there's sweaty clothing in there, and they're high-fiving, and that's why you see after Yarwood's goal, they're being a little bit silly, but they're bumping elbows, and this thing's for real. We've got, if you look across the way, Arnett Health, one of their top doctors, in between the benches, and he's here just making sure everything goes right. We followed Chemung County Department of Health. As you see, there's nobody in the building except for our team doctor on the far side and our full-time staff, and I just want this to all get by and get back to hockey, and we apologize to our fans, but it's definitely something out of our control.
Well, before I let you go, one more thing I got to ask about. George and I were talking about before the game how important it is in a time like this when everything is going so crazy, the NHL getting canceled, MLB pushing back 30 days for normalcy. How important was it to have this final game tonight so that it can at least feel like a normal night here in Elmira?
Yeah, we wanted to have this game because, the team was on the way, the refs were on the way, and I thought the only way we could have it was to play the game and have one last game, but to have the safety of the fans. And I just want to make sure I mention that it's a very sad day for the Elmira Enforcers and First Arena. Miss Tracy, one of our very own, passed away. She was a great lady. She worked concession for us and with her daughter, and she's an amazing mother and an amazing person. And we're going to miss Miss Tracy working for us.
Well, I hope her family was listening in. And Robbie, elbows up. As we wish everybody, obviously, a safe and healthy time here. We're going to step aside here on the Mixler and YouTube side of things, and we'll be back with the next period of action here from First Arena.
Evan Davies Tournament in Waverly. Hemp Geek is pleased to announce 2 new locations just inside the Arnett Mall in Big Flats, and now Hemp Geek of Owego celebrating their grand opening on Lake Street October 19th. Hemp Geek offers discounts to military veterans, first responders, and seniors, along with the lowest pricing in the CBD market. Hemp Geek, your #1 local CBD specialist in the Twin Tiers.
This is JT Walters with your Elmira Enforcers. I love getting out in the community here in Elmira, but I also know it can be hard to find things to do. We at the Enforcers have a great fix for that. With deals for groups of 10 or more, Enforcer games can be a great and affordable time for you and your friends to come out and enjoy downtown Elmira. Go Enforcers, go.
Great teammates can be hard to find. The ones who give their all. Every bit of heart, talent, and commitment. When you find those players, you know they're special. They're great athletes and friends. They can help your team win. So, should it matter that they're a certain race, a different religion, where their family is from, or whether they're straight or gay? At You Can Play, we think an athlete's contribution to a team sport matters more than any other way you might look at an athlete, from the perspective of a teammate or a fan. You Can Play is committed to making locker rooms safe and sports venues welcoming for all athletes, based on their heart, talent, and commitment, and nothing else. Because if you can play, you can play. Visit youcanplayproject.org for more information about how including all athletes for who they are encourages honesty and teamwork and makes all sports better. If you can play, you can play.
All right, well, that was a very impactful intermission there, George.
Yeah. Again, it's going to be tough if the league is going to go away for a little bit, but again, it's for the best, as Robbie said. It's better that people are healthy, getting healthier. That trumps anything right now.
It certainly does. And now, period of the long change, not always been friendly to the Elmira Enforcers. Certainly been a struggle this year for Elmira, but I'll tell you, they're coming in with a pretty good lead here. They got to feel comfortable, confident, and well, I got to admit, a little surprised that Palmanville's back in the net. I kind of figured the Enforcers might have run him there in the first period.
I know. After that first goal, I looked over to see if a backup was going to come in. The backup tonight is Mike Constantino, who we've seen, who we saw last year. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Couple times.
So we've seen him before. Again, I was a little surprised he didn't come in. The Enforcers, you can't necessarily sit back on a 3-goal lead, especially against a team like Watertown, where we talked about so many guys are averaging, multiple points, multiple goals a game for that team. So, again, you can't sit back. You got to keep pushing and try to build on this lead.
Well, saying that, it's time for the opening faceoff, brought to you by Rob Sweet State Farm Agency on Market Street in downtown Corning. Or you can visit them on the web where you can bundle home, auto, and life for a sweet hat trick at sweetrob.com. All right, Hudson Michaelis ready to take the draw against Derek Boudreau. Clock is ready, puck is down, Wolves win the draw, and out the other way, Vladimir Port going to go take it behind his own net. Port harassed quickly there by Brandon Tucker. He's trying to have himself a push-off game here, George. As Gino Mini deflects that one in off Brandon Tucker. Again, puck is flipped right back up by Watertown, and they try to move up. Here comes Ryan Marker. Marker with the puck, looking, waiting. Poke checked away from him and pushed ahead by Glenn Patterson up to the point. Kyle Powell back down to Marker. Marker took too long. That one's knocked down by Passingham. Kind of a funny bounce down there. As that puck pushed back through, up the near side boards. Tyler Jurich trying to get there, but Port will send it back down instead. Pushed ahead by Gino Mini up to Tyler Jurich. Jurich waits, flips it ahead, and Tucker's got it. Looking across, he's got Michaelis, flips it over towards him. Michaelis with a poke check, and he couldn't put it behind Palmanville.
We talk about how great Michaelis has been against Watertown this year. He's got at least 10 goals so far coming into this game. yes, they played Watertown more than any other team.
They have.
The fact that you have 10 goals against one team in the way the schedule is breaking out is just incredible.
As the Enforcers have an offensive zone faceoff up to the left-hand side of Pominville. Waiting, Kyle Stevens ready. Puck is down. Mafoose will chase after it. Mafoose comes away with it, pushes it towards the slot, where it's picked up and moved out the other way. Dumped all the way down. This one won't be icing. I think they're going to say Passingham came out of his crease there as Yarwood goes back to play. Yarwood waiting, still looking ahead. He's on hat-trick watch here, George.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing to say that already here in a second.
As that one pushed back through by Coachman. Moved back along. Here comes Bogzeal into the zone. Drop pass for Devaney. Devaney fires, and it's over the top of the net. Bounces out, and unable to handle it was Calpuzos. Nick Calpuzos back to his own blue line. He takes a long look, passes across to Coachman. Coachman takes it back behind. Drop pass there for Calpuzos. Flips it ahead, and the puck drops down right in front of Yarwood. It's picked off and moved along, though. Thrown in by Zajac and kicked right back out by Passingham. Mafoose with it. He's taking his time. Almost had Team Afaf on a break there, but Mafoose keeps hold of the puck. Mafoose up the far side boards, dumps it down. Team Afaf couldn't play, and it's picked off and moved along by Tristan McKay. McKay up to Sherman. Sherman over the red line, over the blue line, along the near side. Passes, and it goes just wide of the net as Dallas Desjardins had an opportunity there. Dump back down for Desjardins. Desjardins looking across. Fire save by Passingham. Shoved back in the corner. Desjardins again with it. He's harassed by Babenko. Sent back down low. Moved back up towards the point. Sonstabo back to Desjardins. Desjardins back to Sonstabo. Point shot. Deflected away by Babenko. Thrown back down low off of JT Walters. And now again, Watertown trying to set things up down low. Sherman with it. Firing it towards the front. Stick tied up. Babenko will chase it down. Sonstabo trying to get there. Babenko still trying to kick it out of the zone. Now he's got it. Kicked ahead to Kyle Stevens, who literally kicks it ahead. And JT Walters picks it up off the boards, throwing it back ahead. Picked up, and here's Babenko again. Babenko has it towards the front, looking for Mafoose. Mafoose can't get it to go as Pominville jumped on top of it. And right now, Elmira, they got pinned in their own zone, but they still almost seem to have control of it, George.
Yeah, again, Babenko, over and over, he's doing a great job controlling the puck and keeping the Enforcers in their offensive zone with more opportunities.
As now again, Elmira right back in the offensive zone. Hussey trying to win a draw. He tied up his man and again pulled away with Andrew Harrison. Harrison has the puck behind the net, circling back. He takes a long look, finds Gino Mini at the point, fires, and it goes down in the corner. Gino Mini looking for another one of those like he had last weekend against Menor, as this puck will be flipped back ahead. Moved along by Jamie Lucas, right past Glenn Patterson, as now Passingham plays it up the boards, all the way up to center ice for Brandon Tucker, who flips it ahead to Brendan Hussey. Hussey and Harrison cross the blue line. Hussey still with it, flipping it towards the front, and it goes down in the corner. Hussey still on the chase here as Jamie Lucas clears the zone. Moved back out, flipped ahead back to Jamie Lucas by Ryan Marker, and that one will deflect off Patterson down into the corner and pick back up behind the net. Patterson up the boards. Harrison deflected away. Here comes Brendan Hussey. Hussey over the blue line, dumping it down deep. Tucker on the chase. Tucker turning, dumps it back along. Andrew Harrison now chasing it down. He has it, takes it along the near side boards. It'll be picked up there by the Watertown Wolves, and trying to move it along was Derek Boudreau. Port puts Michaelis into the boards as Michaelis still keeps the puck. Looking towards the front, sends back to Gino Mini. Mini back down to Michaelis. Michaelis turning, fires it back down low for Andrew Harrison, who tips it along. And that puck will roll into the corner. Tucker looking to throw a body, but just pulled up on Jamie Lucas there. Ryan Marker with possession, flipping it out to Kyle Powell. Bounces over Powell's stick, and Patterson will move it back the other way for the Enforcers. Tyler Jurich with it. Jurich looking, firing it across. Tucker right in the slot, down low again, and he's going to want that one back. Yeah. As that one flips back out, Tucker right in the slot again, and it's taken away again by Zajac. Zajac turns it right back around. Powell with it now in the slot. Powell looks ahead, firing it along, fresh off the bench. Firing shot and a save off of Passingham's mask. Devaney with a heck of a shot.
A heck of a shot, and I think Troy Passingham's very happy to have that mask like that right there.
I would think so. There was a time they didn't wear anything.
Yeah. I can't imagine that now. I think obviously some of the guys are bigger, faster, stronger now, but still.
I mean, I still wouldn't have wanted to take a
Bobby Clark
piece of
or a Brent
no,
Holmes slap shot.
Definitely not. As Cameron Yarwood goes back to play, Tyler Jurich with possession, fires across to Hudson Michaelis. Back to Jurich. Jurich over the red line, over the blue line, passing across for Michaelis. Michaelis drop pass. They want to set up Tucker so bad here tonight. As Michaelis tries to throw it out towards the front, Jurich was cutting, but again, it's thrown off. Tucker with it again. trying to throw it along, puts it in the skates, right back to Michaelis, who tries to throw it across. Jurich was out in front that time, as now Yarwood poke checks it away. He's taken down. Yarwood still manages to throw it on the net as Jurich will go back to play. Jurich dumping it back down along. The Wolves will clear the zone. This is going to go all the way down, and that will not die before the goal line, so we've got another icing here.
We're talking about Yarwood being on hat-trick watch. The only head I see is Rick Bazamian out there. He's the only one with a hat.
I don't know if he'd throw it. We've got to get somebody down here with a hat.
No one has a hat.
Do we have any hats? We're looking at some of the booths next to us because Cameron Yarwood is on HT watch down here.
Some of the guys down in the Zamboni tunnel have hats.
There they are. As this one won back here, Mafus moves it along to Timofeyev. Timofeyev looking, tried to fire it back to Mafus, but that pass was intercepted. Bogzil moves it ahead, and out the other way comes Zajac. Zajac over the blue line. Drop pass here for Devaney. Down low again for Zajac. Zajac looking on front, deflected shot, kick save by Passingham. As Passingham had a new look when he came into the arena today. Perhaps that had something to do with his aerodynamics.
Yeah.
So JT Walter sends it ahead. Timofeyev on the chase. Timofeyev trying to get around Sonstabo. He and Sonstabo still battling down low. As Sonstabo moves it back out to center ice, where it'll be picked off by Spencer Carter, thanking him for joining us during that first intermission. As Carter turns it right back around, firing it ahead. That one will get back out, and Sonstabo will play it back at his own blue line. Sonstabo towards the near side boards. Played off and knocked back down by JT Walters. Liam Little has it in the zone, however. Little turning. Looking towards the front, deflected away as a big hit there on Sherman by JT Walters. As now a flip pass here, Mafus in on a break. Here comes Ahmed Mafus, looking drop pass for Timofeyev, and Timofeyev could not get the puck to settle down. Timofeyev looking right at the referee, wondering what just happened there. Fed back for Timofeyev, back to Kyle Stevens, and just crossed the front of the net. Moved back in. Carter couldn't keep the zone. This is going to go all the way down. No icing. Sherman, exhausted, will slink off to the bench. Puck is thrown ahead again for Kyle Stevens. Stevens throws it ahead for Harrison. Bounces on the stick of Essery. Right back for Harrison, and no. Harrison turns. Looking. Waiting. He's got Essery with him. Harrison now dumps it back along the boards to
no one.
Mark Essery. That worked out okay as Essery kicks it along. Essery moving it. Still moving it along the far side boards. It's taken off of his stick, and now Jamie Lucas will set it up. Passing it across again to Ryan Marker. Marker throws it ahead. He was looking for Derek Boudreau, but Hussey turns it around as it pushed by Marker. Right back to Vladimir Port. Port sends it across to Kyle Powell. And George, hard to believe, 12:50 left to go in period number 2.
Again, no stoppages in this game so far.
Harrison to Hussey, right back across, and maybe one too many passes again as Essery tried to move it back down. Picked off there by Marker, thrown ahead to Vladimir Port. Port over the red line, over the blue line. Looking, waiting, drop pass, shot, and blockered down again by Passingham. Puck is flipped back along the boards, rode the rails there a little bit. That was kind of fun to watch as Gino Mini throws it back to Hussey, right back to Gino Mini, who drops there for Tyler Jurich. Jurich battling his old team, who he won a championship here in the Federal League with. Puck pushed back along, Gino Mini with it. And Gino Mini getting a little bit more liberal about jumping up into play as he runs into Mark Essery, however, and Essery not an easy guy to knock off. As Kyle Powell takes his time, we're quickly approaching the halfway point of this game. Puck pushed through, Hudson Michaelis with it, he turns, he's got Tyler Jurich. Jurich looking across, fires, and no, just on the other side of Brandon Tucker. Fed back down low for Jurich, kicked back through, Jurich still with it, tries to throw it towards the front. Jurich can't handle it. Powell will shove it up the boards, and here comes the Wolves. Joe Devaney fired across, looking for Bogzil. Bogzil turning. Drop pass back, and again right out of the zone. Kyle Powell with it. Powell back through, picked off by Gino Mini. Mini turns and fires up the ice. Picked off again by Watertown. So a little bit of back and forth in the neutral zone as Troy Passingham leaves to the safety of his crease, throws it up the boards, bounces along. Tucker couldn't quite get there. Puck will be pushed out, and here comes Hudson Michaelis. 3-on-1 if they hurry. Tyler Jurich with it. Still moving. Wines fires, and it's kicked aside. A great stop by Pominville. And Tyler Jurich, it looked like he was laughing there on his way back to the bench. He thought he had a good shot.
He did have a good shot, and like you said, he's on a little bit of a dry streak scoring-wise. A beautiful shot there by Jurich.
As now again, Enforcers with a face-off to the left-hand side of Pominville. Kyle Stevens trying to win the draw. It's pushed back to Mafus. Mafus takes his time, passes across. Kyler Matthews with it, fires, and it's over the top of the net again. Matthews trying to find a goal here as it's pushed back along by Watertown. Fed up by Dallas Desjardins. Desjardins over the red line, breaking in, thrown across, kicked to the side by Sherman as Mafous throws it up the board. Sherman knocks it back down, and Cameron Yarwood will chase it. Yarwood takes a long look up the ice. Still waits. Now he puts one way up in the air, almost a punt there, George.
Yeah.
As Sonstable goes back to play. Right back up comes Ryan Marker. Marker looking for a lane, but again, the Wolves caught mid-change as Marker was trying to start something offensively. Thrown back ahead. Sonstable with it. Fired it along to Lucas. Lucas breaking in 2-on-1. Lucas across, and he can't get that one to land on Marker's stick. Marker now getting it set up. Marker across defensively. Vladimir Port fires, kicked aside. Another kick save there by Passingham. Played with a high stick. That'll whistle things down with 10:17 to go in period number 2. Just on the other side of the media timeout.
So close. And again, it feels like the flow of this game is just incredible. I haven't seen a hockey game, especially an Enforcers game, where we're basically halfway through the game and it's 8-10.
Oh, 100%. This has been very, very quick moving. You wonder if they'll have Chuck-a-Puck.
I wonder.
I would throw. I'd try. As that one won back again. That one hits off Dmitro Babanko's face shield, and he's lucky he had it. Thrown right across the front of the net mouth as JT Walters picks it up, finds Harrison, fires over to Babanko, and Babanko's vision clearly not affected. Babanko throws it towards the net, and Pominville will cover up 1 second shy of the media timeout. As, again, now Babanko wiping off his face mask. So,
yeah. And the way this game has gone, again, 1 second away technically from a media timeout, but I feel like we're going to have to wait like another 7-8 minutes before we get a stoppage.
It's been crazy with the flow here. And if you tuned in late, you missed a lot. 3-0 lead for the Enforcers after period number 1. Hussey getting shoved off there by Joe Devaney. As now the puck back behind the net. Vladimir Port throws it to the side to Kyle Powell. Powell taking a long look, drops back for Port. Port throws it ahead to Powell. Powell harassed by Hussey, sent ahead. Zajac with it. Back towards Devaney, deflects out of the zone. And now Brennan Hussey chasing down Vladimir Port. Puck is moved back along the near side boards as Bogzeal throws it across over to Devaney. Right back in the zone, picked off by Spencer Carter. Picked off again by Bogzeal on the attempted clear. Right back to Devaney, right back to the middle. Hussey over skates, and now Babanko will start out the other way. Enforcers not going to get an odd man rush, but they will get an offensive zone possession as they throw that one back in before, well, I thought they were going to go for a change. Only Brennan Hussey does make the change as Hudson Michael is pinching in deep. There goes Babanko. And Port will bring it back out the other way. Here comes Vladimir Port. Working it through, throwing it towards Passingham, who turns it aside very quickly. And JT Walters takes his time as Jamie Lucas pressuring here. Long look by JT Walters as he settles things down. And again, Hudson Michaelis drop pass for JT Walters. Walters right back up for Michaelis. Michaelis turns, still with possession, trying to throw it back in, but Marker takes it away from him. JT Walters and Ryan Marker on a battle here. Both battling pretty intensely right along the blue line as Hudson Michaelis will pick it back up. Michaelis throws it across to Spencer Carter. Carter takes a long look, fires it ahead, but is picked off there by Calpuzos. Nick Calpuzos turning it around in his own zone. Fires it up the ice, picked off by JT Walters, dumps it right back in, and everybody gets onside and will resume the chase again. Pominville throwing it up the far side boards. Right back along again. Here comes the Watertown Wolves. Breaking into the offensive zone. Marker passes Bogzeal. Shot, and it's turned aside. Excuse me, that was Boudreau, not Bogzeal. Turned around by Patterson, and penalty for a cross-check here on Glenn Patterson with 8:13 to go. Enforcers will face their second kill of the night. And will we get the media timeout first, or are we going right to the penalty kill?
I think we're going right to the penalty kill as Jamie Lucas goes back to the bench a little slowly. Stayed down for a minute, but got right back up.
As here we go again.
Hey, ref, check your voicemail. You missed some calls.
Well, the Enforcers, I said it before, George, they like to have fun.
They do like to have fun.
And Stepan Timofeyev, he's a winner, that's for sure. As it's moved back by the Watertown Wolves, Calpuzos looking for a lane. Throws towards the front over the top of the net. Another opportunity there. Devaney looks a little frustrated they didn't get to pull the trigger on that. Calpuzos moves it back along, right back to Calpuzos. Harassed by Mafous. Zajac looking back to Calpuzos. Calpuzos fires, deflected around in front and passing him. Again, it's got to be good to be 6'5", George. I know he didn't see that one.
No.
As Calpuzos takes it back into the zone. Taking a long look around. He's harassed by Ahmed Mafous. Already 30 seconds killed for the Elmira Enforcers.
I'll say, somehow the Wolves are leading in shots officially now.
Well, once again, here comes Devaney trying to throw through. Yarwood able to turn it around quickly as Calpuzos will go back to chase. Pominville looking around, and I think he's looking for answers. The Wolves have had a better time of possession here in the second period, but still have been unable to solve Troy Passingham as Ryan Marker picks it up and will start out the other way. Fires it ahead. Here comes Derek Boudreau. Boudreau harassed by Brendan Hussey, and Hussey will throw it just clear of the zone. Not a ton on that one as Port brings it back in the offensive zone, dumping it back around. JT Walters on the chase, letting it go. It's played back by Boudreau. Boudreau across. Port looking, waiting, winding, and sending it down low. Passingham playing big along the side, and he jumps on top of it with 39 seconds to go in the kill.
That should be the media timeout.
Nope, doesn't happen during the penalty kill or power play situation.
I forgot we were on the penalty kill.
We are. 39 seconds to go in it. 6:52 to go in period number 2. So we may get it before the end of the second period. I mean, continuous play, you got to give it up here. These guys have played a very smooth game, and you heard Brent Clark talk about wanting it to be a playoff-type atmosphere. If this is the Enforcers' playoff-type atmosphere, we'll take it. As Howell passes across, winding, firing, kick save, another loose puck, and it goes through the net. Passingham almost deflected it there, but luckily it cut through the crease, and no harm, no foul. Right back down low, Jamie Lucas trying to set it up, sends it back to Boudreau. Boudreau waits, passes back to Powell. Powell looking across again for Port. Port looks back to Powell. Powell kicks it ahead to himself, sends back down to Port. Port, top of the circle, winding, sends it down low and right by the side of the net. Jamie Lucas will go back to play, sends it back to Boudreau, and the Enforcers have killed the other penalty. Winding, down low, deflected. Yarwood off the boards. Michaelis flips it ahead, and Patterson moves it along for Babanko. Right back to Patterson. Here comes Glenn Patterson, 2-on-1. Trying to fire it across. It's picked off there by Powell, and Boudreau turns it back around. Going back to play will be Yarwood. No icing on the play. Just under 6 minutes to go in period number 2. Yarwood slaps it ahead to Michaelis. Deflected in front. Here comes Stepan Timofeyev. Cutting through, looking, digging, firing, and he couldn't get it to go. Pominville has it knocked away from him. Trying to wrap around again is Timofeyev. He's shoved off. Timofeyev ridden towards the boards. And again, Bogzil has that one picked off. Mafous back to Timofeyev. Timofeyev looking. Fires it across. Deflected away by Zajac. And back the other way, Bogzil up to Zajac. Zajac back to Bogzil. Drop pass again. Devaney has it. He's harassed quickly by Timofeyev. Throws it towards the front. Deflected away. Right back to Kyle Stevens. Thrown ahead to Ahmed Mafous. Mafous up the far side boards. Drop pass there for Stevens. Stevens cutting through. Still deking around. Right back towards the front. Picked off. Mafous with it. Fires and underneath the glove as Pominville gets a big piece of that. And that'll send us to the media timeout. It's a 3-0 Enforcers lead. 2 successful penalty kills. We'll be back here on Mixlr.com.
Enforcers are at home Thursday, March 12th, Friday, March 13th, and Saturday, March 14th. Thursday, March 12th, it's Dunkin' Donuts night. Friday, March 13th, it's Big Fox free t-shirt night. And Saturday, March 14th, free trading card set number 1 from Multimedia Service. That's Thursday, March 12th, Friday, March 13th, and Saturday, March 14th. Get your tickets early. Call 734-PA.
Hello, this is Ahmed Mahfouz, captain of your Elmira Enforcers. If you're looking for something to do when the Enforcers are on the road, come on down to the rec rink and take part in the Rock and Skate. It's a great night out with friends, family, and other great Enforcers fans. At just $5 for admission and $5 for skate rental, it's a real power play every Friday night, 8 to 10 p.m. Go Enforcers, go.
All right, well, I mean, the Zip Lawford veteran of the game. Yep. Well, before we get back into this, let's pay a couple more bills while we're on the subject. Thank Dandy, it's Wednesday is back. Large cheese pizza's only $5.99 every Wednesday with toppings for only $1. Specialty large pizza $7.99. Large signature pizza's only $9.99. Call your store to order your $5.99 large cheese pizza every Wednesday and let Dandy take care of dinner. Wolves win the draw. Puck is flipped back out. Mafous trying to keep it in the zone, and he does as Kyle Stevens will chase it back down. Dallas Desjardins sending it around the boards. Trying to play it up ahead here, but having some trouble. Calpuzos finally does get it out of the zone, but he's harassed by Gino Mini, and that's going to draw another penalty. Gino Mini for interference, and Gino's got a big old smile on his face as he's going to the box.
I was going to say, usually we say we can't hear what the guys are saying. We usually have to rip.
We do, yeah.
We don't have to do that here tonight. We could hear exactly what he was saying.
Oh, yeah, you could. Nothing we can repeat.
We can't repeat it, but we could hear it.
We could hear it, yeah. 4:47 to go. The Enforcers on their third kill of the night. And, well, you got to figure this is going to even out at some point, George.
I mean, you hope not if you're the Enforcers.
As Kyle Stevens waiting, he pushed that one back. Jumping on it, though, JT Walters was tied up. Puck is sent back to Vladimir Port. Port winds, fires, and it's in the back of the net.
I think he's saying he played it with a high stick.
That's what. Hold on, they're going to discuss this because, yeah, Troy Passingham was very adamant that it was played with a high stick. These two officials are going to come together. So we'll see. As the Enforcer is certainly not happy about it.
Mapuche is still showing where the stick was.
Gino Mini's been released from the box.
I think he'd rather stay there.
Definitely would rather stay there. As Mafus.
Yep.
Not happy about it.
They're giving it to him.
The score is up on the board. So it's 3-1 right now, and Tyler Jurich is even pantomiming the high stick. I mean, Elmira's still up 3-1. You can't let yourself get caught up in this.
No.
So one power play goes successfully for the Watertown Wolves, and now Elmira has some work to do again as they have a 2-goal lead instead of a 3-goal lead. Puck one back, Kyler Matthews with possession. Matthews flips it along to Cameron Yarwood. Yarwood looks ahead, back to Kyler Matthews instead. Now it's flipped back up. Yarwood will deflect it into the zone. Kyle Powell has some trouble with it. Trying to push it through is Brandon Tucker. He's tied up now as Powell gets it back to Kyler Matthews, who puts it off the boards to Tyler Jurich. Jurich right back ahead looking for Tucker. Tucker picks it up, throws it on Pominville, and that'll be turned aside. Ryan Marker with it now. He's tied up by Hudson Michaelis. Thrown back ahead as Boudreau has it poke-checked off his stick. Hudson Michaelis clears the zone, and it's dumped back in. Tyler Jurich on the chase. Pominville moves it back up the far side boards. Chopped away by Tucker. Back to Michaelis. A shot. Another attempt back there. Almost a rebound opportunity for Hudson. And, George, you talked about it earlier. Hudson, 10 goals against the Watertown Wolves this year.
Again, he's been just electrifying against Watertown so far.
As Lucas throws it across. Wolves in onside. Marker across. Fired goal. Boudreau makes it 3-2. And the Enforcers, the Band-Aid has been ripped off.
Yeah. I mean, you're feeling pretty comfortable, obviously, with a 3-goal lead, but now down to 1. I mean, I don't think anyone wants to be thrown in that situation. The Enforcers, we talked about maybe they let up the gas a little bit midway through the first. I don't think they necessarily did that here in the second, but, again, you got to get ramped right back up.
Well, here's the replay again. A perfect pass. I don't care if you are 6'5". That's not going to be an easy one to get across for. As the puck is sent back in, JT Walters moved it ahead. He was looking for Babenko, but Sonstabo is going to go back to play. Sonstabo passes across to his defensive partner, McKay. Bogzeal now has it, throws it back in the skates of McKay, and now Mark Essery on the chase. Sonstabo moves it to McKay. McKay having some possession issues as Babenko will take it away from him. Babenko sends it around behind the net, but nobody there. Sonstabo going to get an easy chase out there as it'll be sent back to center ice where Spencer Carter tries to move it along but misplays it. Carter still battling for it, sends it across for JT Walters. Walters up the far side boards. Brendan Hussey slows it down, turns it around, and Bogzeal right in on him. Hussey, he flinched there as if he got one up high, and the referee said he didn't. So Hussey back the other way. Hussey over the red line, throws it in on Pominville, and Pominville going to cover up and take the stoppage. 2:49 to go in period 2, and George, before this period started, I laughingly said the Enforcers have not had a good period of the long change, and, well, streak continues.
Yeah, no, they finally, like you said, you get that long change. It certainly doesn't help, and neither did maybe a timeout.
No, it did not, that's for sure. Another faux pas for the Enforcers. As Kyle Stevens wins the drawback, he gets it to Kyler Matthews, who takes a turn at the point. Wine fires, and Pominville makes the save. Not going to give up another one of those Cameron Yarwood goals.
No.
As a big sign out here, opening night at Dunn Field, May 30th, 7:05. I will be there, and I think my good friend George Stockberger may join me up in the booth.
As of right now, yes.
We're looking forward to it. Pioneers season, George. As once again, won back by the Watertown Wolves. Going back to play it, it's moved ahead, and here comes Jamie Lucas. Passed across. Breaking it up and into the zone. Here comes Derek Boudreau, who has the second goal for the Wolves. Ryan Marker fires off of Troy Passingham. flipped ahead, and Timofeyev gets it up to Mafuz. 3-on-1 if the Enforcers hurry. Mafuz cuts across, fires it in just wide of the net. Timo with it again, fired back up the boards. Marker moves it along, but it's kept by Kyler Matthews. Thrown back down low, back behind the net, as now Yarwood will pinch in. Yarwood trying to move it across. He was looking for Mafuz, fed off the boards and out of the zone. Mafuz managed to get his stick on it to knock it away from Ryan Marker, and that's always a safe play there. Turning around, Cameron Yarwood takes his time. Under 2 minutes to go here in period number 2. Timofeyev deflected ahead. Kyle Stevens couldn't handle it as Jamie Lucas turns it right back around into the offensive zone. He's harassed by Cameron Yarwood. Puck goes along the back boards, picked up by Timofeyev. Timofeyev flipping it ahead, looking for Mafuz. Mafuz can't grab it. It rolls in on Pominville. That hit him. He tried to sell it as though it didn't, but that was pretty flush there, George.
Yeah.
As that bounces back to center ice. Kyle Stevens across for Ahmed Mafuz. Mafuz sends it back for Glenn Patterson. This line's got to be thinking about getting a line change here as Timofeyev has it. Deflected back towards Ahmed Mafuz. Mafuz up towards Timofeyev and deflected into the bench as everybody takes cover. And as you said earlier, George, the one area of the ice where there's people.
Yep.
So one more time. Minute 19 to go here in period number 2.
We finally had some stoppages.
We have, yes. We haven't had very many.
The game has slowed down just a little bit the last 15 minutes.
Very, very little bit. But still, minute 19, puck is flipped back along and into the zone. Kyle Powell will go back to play. Powell up the boards. Move back along. Zajac trying to get it out, but it's kept by Hussey. Hussey throws it along for Harrison. Harrison turning, looking. Sends it back down low for Babenko. Babenko turning, sends out to the point. Patterson with it. Patterson tried to throw it down low, but it's poke checked away. And now it'll be sent back in as Harrison has to clear. Pominville goes back to play. With under 50 seconds to go, Watertown may have enough time for another rush here if the Enforcers pull back. Devaney waits, fired across, pushed back along by Glenn Patterson. And with 40 seconds to go, Watertown trying to find their way back into the offensive zone. Here comes Devaney. Devaney harassed quickly there by Patterson. Now Marker has it. Marker's tied up by Brendan Hussey. Hussey's stick finally gets loose. Firing, saved by Passingham. As again, Kyle Powell has an opportunity. Well, Elmira's got to be frustrated here, George. Coming into a period with such a commanding lead and then to just kind of, I don't know, I don't want to call it sitting back, but, I mean, really, what else do you say?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what they did. They coughed up a 3-goal lead. They're, again, only up by 1 here. Yeah, definitely going to be a rough break in the locker room.
As now puck is won back. Watertown fires it. Blocker down again as now it's picked up by Ahmed Mafuz. Mafuz firing it ahead and Stepan Timofeyev trying to beat out the race. Did there, but Pominville was able to move it along. Played down by Mafuz. Mafuz across. Finds Kyle Stevens. Stevens across looking for Timofeyev and he couldn't get it to settle down. Pominville was down and out. That would have been a beauty of an opportunity for Timofeyev. Puck is knocked away by J.T. Walters, and that will do it for period number 2. The Enforcers going to take that 3-2 lead to the locker room, and George, we got to bring it up again. Enforcers record when scoring first, 22-7. When leading after 2, 23-1. The only loss, however, came against these Watertown Wolves back in January. So hopefully history not set to repeat itself here, George.
Yeah, hopefully. Again, they came out strong in the first. I think they came out strong in the second, but like you said, they kind of, maybe sat back just a little bit too much and ended up giving up those 2 goals. So, again, you got to wake up. The energy maybe not necessarily in the building here tonight, but they've shown tonight that they can play well under the circumstances.
Well, we'll see what they can do for period number 3. We'll step aside. We've got the second period intermission report right here on Mixlr.com.
Enforcers are at home Thursday, March 12th, Friday, March 13th, and Saturday, March 14th. Thursday, March 12th, it's Dunkin' Donuts night. Friday, March 13th, it's Big Fox free t-shirt night. And Saturday, March 14th, free trading card set number 1 from Multimedia Service. That's Thursday, March 12th, Friday, March 13th, and Saturday, March 14th. Get your tickets early. Call 734-PA.
Hello, this is Ahmed Mahfouz, captain of your Elmira Enforcers. If you're looking for something to do when the Enforcers are on the road, come on down to the rec rink and take part in the Rock and Skate. It's a great night out with friends, family, and other great Enforcers fans. At just $5 for admission and $5 for skate rental, it's a real power play every Friday night, 8 to 10 p.m. Go Enforcers, go.
Hi, this is Marion Decker, and at the Decker Agency, we've got over 34 years experience in helping our clients get the best insurance coverage possible. We're local and we're trusted. We've built our business on the idea that customers should be treated like family. At the Decker Agency, we offer free quotes and consultations. Our clients can build their coverages to best suit their needs and budget. Please stop into our office at 416 East 14th Street in Elmira Heights or call us at 607-734-1100 to schedule your free consultation today. And like the Marion M. Decker Agency LLC on Facebook, at the Decker Agency, we help you protect what matters most.
This is Glenn Patterson with the Elmira Enforcers. Did you know that you can celebrate your birthday here at First Arena with the Elmira Enforcers? Birthdays should be a memorable event, and with the Enforcers, you'll never forget it. Call today for more details at 607-734-7825. Go Enforcers, go.
Hello and welcome into another edition of In the Booth with John Clement. I've got a good friend here. Joe Young has graced us with his presence. Joe, thanks so much for taking time out of your day.
Thanks for having me.
Well, Joe, obviously you're the guy to talk to right now. It's been an amazing couple of weeks for you. Obviously, early on in the season, you didn't see quite as many starts. What's the transition been like into having more, A, obviously game time, and B, obviously working into so many starts?
This is what I've wanted all year. I'm happy this opportunity is finally coming about for myself. I just think for me, just staying confident the whole year, believing in myself, and when knowing that when I do get my chance, I'm gonna, be fine and just, trust everything I'm doing throughout the year. And I think that's been the most important thing for me throughout this transition.
Well, saying that, obviously we've been hearing the fan chants of "We want Joe" during the course of the games. How is that, A, as a player, and B, as a team guy? I mean, obviously that's a great feeling personally, but what is that like for you being a part of this organization? I mean,
It's pretty cool to know that I have a lot of support, a lot of people who want to, see me play, but also, I think these people got to realize that we are on like an 8-game winning streak. So, what is it now? 9? Okay. So we are on a 9-game winning streak, and passes played and played well in a lot of those as well. So it's not just about seeing one guy play. It's about being able to win with other guys in and being able to win no matter who's in the net. So that's pretty important, I think.
Well, that being said, obviously the playoff stretch is coming soon. You guys are looking right now 13 games left in the regular season. Obviously, this is kind of a weird time of year. You guys are cemented into a playoff spot, so there's that aspect of it. But then you're also trying to get to first, trying to stay from dropping into third, and obviously a lot of games against Watertown. How much of this, especially with a game this Thursday and then 4 games next week, starts to feel like the playoffs already?
Yeah, no, like everyone we're playing moving forward. I know we have 5 games against Watertown. We have 2 this week against Battle Creek, and they've been playing a lot better. They've been scoring a lot. They're hungry for their second win, and let's not forget that the win they do have is against us, so we can't take them lightly. We're a little bit behind Danbury. We have a little bit of space, but obviously, if we don't do the things we have to do and focus on that, Watertown could take a couple games. It could be right back to in a situation that we don't want to be in. So we got to stay focused and win every game out. It's the playoffs now.
Well, talking about that, obviously the playoffs, 3-game series, always kind of an interesting subject. I know a couple guys had opinions on it last year. As a goaltender, what is that outlook for you guys? Obviously, it has to be a little bit more interesting, considering one game, which normally may not mean a lot, now becomes paramount.
Yeah, no, I mean it's everything. You want to make sure that I forget what league it is, but they also do 3-game series in the first. I think it was the SB last year. The number 1 team got swept in the first round, and that is obviously something we want to avoid. But it's you get one game, then the better team's playing on their toes. The second one, a few bounces don't go their way, and next thing you know, they're going home. So I think it's really important. Every game in the playoffs can be it's do or die. So it's really really important in a 3-game series.
Now, talking about that, obviously, you come from Union. Myself and George Stockberg talked about it the other night. Union seems to be NHL producing at all levels. So having that kind of experience, did that kind of help you get ready for a professional push? What is it about that school that does something for prospective hockey players?
I mean, I can only speak on my class. I know before we had a lot of good talent. They had, Shane Gottspear, Mike Vecchione, who is a player who ended up playing the AHL. He's a phenomenal talent. We have a guy over in the KHL as well, and Spencer Fu. But we have a lot of talented guys, and I just think from a lot of guys in the A and Coast in my class I graduated with, there's a lot of talent. So I mean, every day you're going to be playing against some pretty decent players, and every day I wasn't playing as much, but it still gave me a lot of training and a lot of things that I thought I could take and move as when I'm trying to play pro. I thought these are things I can take and just kind of realize that these are guys I'm playing against and I can do this type deal.
Well, that being said, obviously you did a lot of filling in during your 4 years at Union with the spot starts. Yeah. How much did that help you with the adjustment, especially this year when you came in really kind of early? You kind of had that backup role thrust on you with Pass playing so well, and then you come in and you really had to take over there. Pass was not feeling great. You had 3 straight games you started in a weekend, and then you continued to play right through that. Yeah. How did that help you get ready for that kind of experience?
It helped me a lot, I just, for me, I was, obviously every time you get a chance to play in this, at all, it's just exciting. You want to play. That's the most important thing. But no, I just think overall we, I don't really know. Like, I think there's a lot that helped me litting into this role. So I'm just excited right now that I'm getting this opportunity. That's, it's exciting for me.
Well, before I let you go, I got to take it back a couple weeks now, a little bit ago, but first shutout this season for the Elmira Enforcers. You see it from obviously the broadcaster standpoint. I was trying not to say the word, keeping it out of my mouth, but at the same time, you're counting down and we're watching the clock. What is that like to be in net? And are you watching the clock? Are you trying to make sure you're ready for the next play? Does anything change for you?
I mean, to be honest, I was that game. I remember it was the first period. Sorry, excuse me. I didn't really think anything of it. I know it was just like the first period. We had a little bit of shots. I think I had like 13 or so, somewhere in that range. And like, I'm just making saves at this point. I was just like, it's 1-0. Second period came along. I didn't really see a lot of action. I was like, 3-4-0 going in the second. I was like, hey, it kind of creeps up in the back of your mind, and then you're just like, all right, settle in a little bit. And then there's 10 minutes left. 5 minutes left, 2 minutes left. You're just like, all right, like, okay, this might actually happen. And then, it finally hit 0, and you're kind of like, oh, thank God. But I just remember last weekend, too, like, I know we beat Mentor 4-1, and there was like 5 minutes to go, and I was like, all right, like, it crept in again. And I was just like, oh, don't think about it. Then they score, and you're just like, like, that's it's one of those chances you wish you could have back. But no, I think, I think for the team it meant a lot as well. It's just something as a team, an accolade that we have now as a group. And, there's a lot of teams that, have been able to produce shutouts this year. And it was kind of eluding us for a little bit, so it's good that we finally got it as a team.
Did you get the puck?
I did, yeah. I was pretty good. Right. Harry got it for me. That was really nice of him.
Well, there you go. Well, thank you to Mighty Joe Young. We'll be back next week with another session of In the Booth, and we'll send it right back to Colby Smith. Hello, and welcome back in here live at the First Arena. It's this great time of the show once again where I get to thank all of our amazing season ticket holders, everybody who makes it possible for us to have hockey back here at the First Arena. It means so much to all of us to be able to bring hockey back here to the Twin Tiers where it belongs, right here at First Arena. And of course it wouldn't be possible without all of you, our season ticket holders, our fans, everybody who does their part to make it possible to have hockey back here in the Twin Tiers. And of course, it wouldn't be possible at all without the owners, Robbie and Nellie Nichols, giving Elmira the opportunity to have hockey back in the Enforcers back on a second straight year, headed for the playoffs. You've got to be excited about that. And of course, none of it would be possible without our amazing sponsors. 95 The Met, a chiropractic center, Able 2, ACS Facility Services, Addison Family Dentistry, Airflow Manufacturing, Arcus Chemung, Arcus Duben, Arnett Health, Bigfoots, Big Fox, Bill's Bullpen, Blaze Brockway, Bobby Rodriguez, Howard Hanna, Boulay Electric, Boucher Amhart Glass, Buckley's Automotive, Bully Hill, Callier's Barbecue, Capriati's, Carnival Valley, Cayuga Health, CC Ellis, Sons Incorporated, Chad R. Hammond, Checkpoint Gaming, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Chemung County Chamber of Commerce, Chemung County Fair, Cinnabon, Clements Center, Community Foundation, Compliance Solutions, Corral Brands, Corning Community College, Corning Inc., Corning Natural Gas, Crystal Cleaners, CVS Distribution, DNR Cleaning, Dandy Mini Mart, Stat Strength, Davis Ulmer, Dean's Construction, Diamond Collision, Disaster Restoration Recovery by Service Master, DJ's and Bethy's Place, Dresser Rand, Duncan, Elbow Room, Elcor, Elm Chevy, Elmira Discipleship Ministries, Elmira Heat Treating, Elmira Structures, Employment Solutions, Excelis, Fagan Engineers, Ferrario Elmira Jazz Festival, Feral Gas, Finger Lakes Healthcare FCU, Firestone, First Heritage FCU, First Transit, FM Howell, Foster's, Fuel Energy Services, Futures Community Support, GTP, H&R Block, Hardin Jink, Hilliard, Hilton Garden Inn, Holiday Inn, Hometown Teams Barbecue, Hope Church, IBEW 1309, IBM, Ideal Motors, Ingersoll Rand, Jessica Schultz LMT, Journey Fitness, Jubilee Foods, Kelly Brothers, Kennedy Valve, Labella, Lecom, Livewell, M&J Oil and Lube, McGuire Family of Dealerships, Mansfield University, Marion Decker, McKierney Funeral Home, McHatu, Miller's Mowing, Minchin DDS Family Dentistry, Morrison's Heating, MV2 Foundation, New Britain Roofing, New Heights Dance Theater, New York National Guard, Nucor, New York 529 College Savings Program, NYSCO PBA, O'Brien's, Office Equipment, Overhead Door, PS by Brandy, Papa John's, Partners in Progress, Party Central, Pasquale's Deli, Pastrix, Pathways, Patrick's Water Hauling, PDR Catering, Pepper Pot, Pepsi, Pietro and Son Italian Restaurant, Potter's Hands, Quicker Printer, Raphael Gregorian, Rita's Italian Ice, Rob Sweet State Farm, Rodney Strange, Ross Park Zoo, Ryan's Distribution, Save-A-Lot, Schuyler Hospital, Seneca Beverage, Seven Mountains Media, Shedden's Wholesale, Sherwin-Williams, Silverline Construction, and Watkins Glen Supply, Slam and Jam and Barbecue, Snap Fitness, Sorge's Restaurant, Southern Tier Brewing Company, Southern Tier Custom Fab, Southern Tier Logistics, Strayhaven SPCA, Stuart Lazaski Excavation, Suburban Propane, SUNY Corning, Swan Morris, TNR Towing, Team Air Photography, Tanner's Paws, Teal's Tavern, Texas Roadhouse, Law Offices of Kevin P. Flynn, Tioga County Fair, Tioga Downs, TMR Disposal, Tom South Corning Collision, Town Barber and Beauty Shop, Tree Forms, True Blue, Twinkletown, U.S. Army, Valley Bowling Center, Vasco Brands, Visions FCU, Wayfair, Wegmans, Weiss Markets, WANY, WETM, Wiggle, William George, Williams, Yale's Music Shop, Yerkes Home Improvement, You Can Play, Young's Tires, Zipflaw, Culligan Water, Costy's Used Truck and Auto Parts, Elmira Psych Center, and of course, the wonderful, the only Elmira Pioneers. Thank you so much for all of you for your support, helping us bring hockey back to the Southern Tier and the Twin Tiers here in Elmira. All right, and with that, the amazing sponsors, the amazing work of all of our season ticket holders, everybody else, we can't thank you enough for welcoming us back here for a second season. And George, the community really has embraced this team.
It has. I'm one of the first things when, we talked about how things were going to start changing, not just in the community but around the world. A lot of people started calling us at the station and saying, what's going to happen to the Enforcers now? Mm-hmm. So the Enforcers were on the forefront of a lot of people's minds in the community. Again, we talked about we're going to go away just for a little bit, but gladly we're here tonight.
Here tonight.
Your taste of Elmira Enforcers hockey. Right now, it's a winning game, up 3-2, but unfortunately, they've given up 2 straight goals.
They have, but I'll tell you, if they can get back to playing like they did in the first period, and you have to believe that's possible, the Enforcers are going to have a good night here. But we do want to remind you, playoff packs are on sale now, just $54. Can guarantee you all 6 home games, and I'll be very honest with you right now. I know it's a dark time and everybody's really speculative, but due to the 2-week suspension that the FPHL has discussed, as you heard from owner Robbie Nichols there in the first intermission, I feel like we're going to have playoffs, and I feel like the Enforcers are going to get a chance to bring home the cup, and that's really what it's been about for this team. And I got to be honest, just from my vantage point, they deserve it. They deserve that shot. They deserve the opportunity to play for that title, and they didn't get it last year, and they, I feel like there was some incidents there that could have gone one way or the other and possibly changed the dynamics of things. But I feel like the Enforcers have earned that spot. They've earned that right. And tonight, if they can hold on or hopefully push a little bit further ahead and make it a little more comfortable for us up here in the booth and gain that 10th straight win, that 29th victory of the season, I don't know how you can turn around and say the Enforcers didn't earn that.
No, I mean, they've completely won the second half of the season here in the FPHL. We've talked about the last couple of weeks. They've been doing everything well. The penalty kill has been strong. They gave up a 1 power play goal here tonight, but they're 2 for 3 on the penalty kill. They haven't had the power play opportunities, but when they've had the opportunities during this home stretch that they've been on, they've been pretty solid. So, again, the offense continues to look solid. The defense is pretty good. Troy Passingham, yes, he's given up those 2 goals, but I mean the one was a tough one that that no one's going to stop. So again, everything's continuing to look strong for them, and hopefully, maybe if it's 2 weeks or whatever it ends up being, they get healthy. They're ready to go. Their bodies are reset, and we can go on a good playoff run.
And that's the hope. Well, hey, Enforcers fans, don't forget the next time you need a day to refresh and unwind, stop on down the Town Barber and Beauty Shop. Ladies, need a new haircut or your color refreshed? Nancy is your gal. Men, need a face shave with a hot lather? Mary is the master barber for you. Need a mani or a pedi? George, I'm looking at your fingers over there. Donna can have your hands and feet soft and smooth in no time. Aches and pains, Jessica will help soothe those sore muscles with a therapeutic massage. Town Barber and Beauty Shop is your one-stop shop, offering something for everyone. Stop in today, 1128 Broadway in Southport, across from the Value Homes Center. And, of course, for those of you maybe a little bit more like me, not a huge dinner fan, we talked about Dandy having, well, thank Dandy it's Wednesday, but you know what? They've got lunch covered, too. For a limited time, you can pick up a Italian chicken finger half sub for only $3.50. Customize it with your favorite toppings and cheese at the kiosk. And what goes great with a sub, George?
Anything, but
new loaded hot fries.
Ooh.
New loaded hot fries. Hot and crispy Dandy fries. Topped with your choice of chili and cheese, bacon and cheese, buffalo chicken and blue cheese, or chicken bacon ranch for only $4. Add your favorite Dandy sub or pizza for a Dandy meal only at Dandy Mini Marts. And, well, that does it for the paying the bills portion of the broadcast. And now the coaching staff is making their way back out for Watertown. George Keys for the third period. What do the Enforcers have to do to come away with the 3 points here tonight?
Hopefully they kind of woke up in the locker room. So, again, you got to push. The offense, again, looks solid in the first. Get some of that energy back and build on what's right now a one-goal lead.
It is a one-goal lead, but it is a lead nonetheless. The Enforcers playing with a lead. We talked about it. It's the numbers speak for themselves, George, and the Enforcers have really done very well when they have had a lead. 23-1 after 2 periods. I mean, you ask anybody in the league, they'll take those numbers all year long.
Oh, I mean, anyone in any league, and anyone will take those numbers. So again, the Enforcers. You lay out the numbers, everything continuing to go well for them.
Well, now the question becomes, and there it is, Troy Passingham looking large on your screen. And no, ladies and gentlemen, that is not a image of the camera. That's a 6'5" goaltender, and he is impressive. As there come the Enforcers. A little weird seeing Brendan Hussey, the first man out of the tunnel. I'm looking for number 19. There he is, as Ahmed Mahfouz makes his way onto the ice. A little bit of concern there, as normally the captain, the first one bounding out of the locker room area. But he is out there, and that means it's time. And I lied about the being done with the paying the bills, but it's time for the opening faceoff, brought to you by Rob Sweet State Farm Agency on Market Street. Or you can visit them online, where you can bundle home, auto, and life for a sweet hat trick at sweetrob.com. It's time, period number 3. The officials have the puck. The Enforcers are ready to go. The Watertown Wolves look. The coaches are smelling salts. I don't know. Well, that's a new one on me. I've seen the players do it, and I don't find that peculiar. But the coaches, that's a new one on me, George.
The Enforcers need some of those.
I'm sure they've got them going.
Way back last period one.
Oh, certainly. You know what could be fun though, George, and I just thought about this. If the Enforcers are able, well, yeah, we could do some smelling salts. I'm down. But what could be fun is after a game, the Enforcers win. They do a celebration.
Yeah.
Well, we have that here tonight. As the Enforcers win the draw, Gino Mini on the chase sends back up to Hudson Michaelis, who turns, fires it over to Tyler Jurich. I don't know if he passed that or shot it. As Glenn Patterson takes it and moves it ahead, fires it off of Hudson Michaelis, and now Michaelis getting clear as Pominville wraps it around the boards right to Tyler Jurich. Jurich right back down to Michaelis, sends it towards the front, but unfortunately not far enough for Tucker as Derek Boudreau, who has the second Watertown Wolves goal, dumps that puck back in. Glenn Patterson goes to play. Patterson looking up the ice, he takes his time and rolls back around and right back onto the stick of Gino Mini. Gino Mini looks ahead, fires back over to Patterson. Patterson looks up the boards, fires it off. Tucker touches the...
He touched it.
I thought he touched it. The official on the far side says no. As
that's why we're up here and they're down there.
Yep, they'll bring it all the way back down. Tucker, not a ton of argument there though. So perhaps he did just miss it. As now face off to the left-hand side of Troy Passingham. Michaelis wins that one back. Picking it up now is Glenn Patterson. He turns around, throws it ahead for Hudson Michaelis. Michaelis getting out of the zone. He's got his rockets on his skates. Hudson throws it towards the net. Pominville deflects it away. Certainly not the rebound control you'd like to see as Gino Mini throws that one towards the net, and it's covered up by Pominville. So 59 seconds into period number 3.
We're going with Rocky.
We are. I like it. 19:01 to go here in period number 3. And the Enforcers trying to rev themselves up down there on the bench. And you see that dangerous line. Stevens pushes the puck towards the sideboards, but it's picked off. And Watertown will start it out the other way. Coachman right up towards Zajac. Picked off there and moved up to Ahmed Mahfouz. Mahfouz through the neutral zone. Picked off there, and Timofeyev will lose it. And Kyler Matthews has to start it back out at center ice. Fires over to Yarwood, right back over to Timofeyev, but it's picked off by Bogzil. Bogzil had to wait for his man to get onside, and now taken down was Timofeyev. And no penalty as Ahmed Mahfouz looking at both officials there. Timofeyev looking around, puck is chopped down. Kyler Matthews steps in, knocks it over to Ahmed Mahfouz. Mahfouz turning. He takes a long look, fires it around to the near side boards to Cameron Yarwood, who fires it back to Mahfouz. Mahfouz looking up the ice. He fires it up to Timofeyev. Timofeyev has Kyle Stevens with him. Timofeyev continues to roll, dumps the puck down for Kyler Matthews. Matthews back behind the net. He finds Kyle Stevens. Stevens back to Mahfouz. Back out to Yarwood. Fires and a kick save as Yarwood was looking for the HT. Poked it back along. Devaney back out. Over to Dallas Desjardins. Tried to throw it along to Sherman. Sherman does pick up the puck and dumps it in and around. Timofeyev chasing it. He's got it behind his own net now. Pulling up is Liam Little bouncing around down there for the Watertown Wolves. Passed off to Yarwood, who now waits as Timofeyev goes to make a line change. Brendan Hussey skates by as Yarwood. Well, I mean, if Watertown's not going to pinch, let's kill some time.
Contempt of killing time here for 1-goal lead.
As Hussey knocks it off of the stick of Yarwood. Yarwood now moves it back towards Kyler Matthews. Matthews into the corner. He waits, dumps it back along for Yarwood as Ryan Marker now pinching. Dumps back along, and they will play catch back behind
they're playing keep away from Watertown right now.
As the puck is hammered back through, hits off Kyle Powell, who didn't know where it was for a second. Moved off of Brendan Hussey and right onto the stick of Ryan Marker, wrapping around, trying to put it towards the front. It's picked up and set up the far side boards. Port able to keep it. Fires across to Kyle Powell. Powell winds, fires deflected off of Babanko's skate. Thrown out towards the front, picked up by Harrison. Harrison has it. He's making his way up the ice with Brendan Hussey. Babanko has to go right off after getting hit in his skate. Pominville will jump on top and cover it up. And we have an offensive zone face-off for the Elmira Enforcers now with 16:54 to go in period number 3. 3-2 lead for the Elmira Enforcers against the Watertown Wolves. This, again, a potential playoff matchup.
Yeah.
I mean, a pretty safe bet if the season pushes right into the playoffs after tonight. Hudson Michaelis wins that draw back to JT Walters. Walters along the boards. Move back down low and trying to get it out is Calpuzos. He has some trouble with it. Calpuzos keeps possession. Looks up the ice, fires it along as Coachman now has it. Firing it through the neutral zone. Kicked ahead by Bogzio. No! Not touched again.
Well, they happened to us, happened to them. Take protect.
Certainly is. 16:37 to go. An offensive zone faceoff for the Enforcers. A lot of conversation here. Hudson Michaelis and Brandon Tucker saying, let's go the other side. And Tucker telling Jurich, hey, stand right here. We want to give you a shot at something.
A little bit closer.
A little closer as Hudson Michaelis, he's been very good in the faceoff circle this year. And
now Brent Clark
having a discussion. He did not like something that I think it had to be that Timofeyev takedown there as Jurich turned it around, but Walters was just a step off the blue line. Jurich looking a little frustrated there as Tucker flails that one back in the zone. Pominville will go back to play. Pominville moves it around back behind the net. Played off by Coachman. Picked up and moved back along right towards the front. Trying to poke it through. Unable to get there, though, was Tucker. It will be kept in the zone as Coachman flips it ahead. Knocked down by Spencer Carter. But picked off and taken away by Bogzil. Throws it towards the side of the net. And that one luckily went off the side. Thrown back in front. Picked off by JT Walters. Poke checked away from him. Picking up, firing was Calpuzos. And that one stays in play, apparently, as it's rolled out again. Another attempt for Devaney. Fires. It's up and over the top of the net. Calpuzos with it one more time. Throws it towards the side of the net and again hits off the side. Right back to Calpuzos. Winds. He's getting an unlimited opportunity here, George. Zajac with it now. Move back down low. Devaney. Devaney back behind the net. Fires it out. Picked off and moved out by Hudson Michaelis. Michaelis loses control but keeps moving the puck forward. It's knocked back down and offside as Hudson Michaelis plays it as the puck just rolled over the blue line.
And we talked about continuing to push. I think they almost seem to sit back a little bit more maybe than we would like.
100%, as now the Mafus, Stevens, Timofeyev line goes to work. 15:29 left to go in period number 3. Shots on goal, 28-25 in favor of the Watertown Wolves. Timofeyev flips it down in, but Sonstabo quickly moving it along. Puck is flipped back to center ice, knocked down by Timofeyev. Played back out for Gino Mini, who moves it up for Ahmed Mafus. Poke checking it along, but not far enough. Back the other way. Here comes the Wolves, firing, and a save again as Passingham gets that one right in the chest. Well, he'll take that one all day long for sure. Well, we're just over the 2:07 mark since we started the broadcast, and that's 15 minutes before the game, so really ticking away here, George.
We are, and again, 5 minutes until 9 now.
That's crazy. As that puck won back all the way to Kyle Powell. Powell looking, fires, and a save by Passingham as he just stuck his glove out there and says, "Look what I found." Not sure he saw that one, was more my intonation there, George. As Kyle Stevens going right back to work, the Watertown Wolves trying to get this one tied up. The Elmira Enforcers trying to not allow that to happen as that's pushed back down low. Played off again towards the front of the net, but again rolls back behind. Sherman battling down there. He's tied up with Patterson. Throws the puck down low. Thought Liam Little was going to get a break, but right back to Sherman it goes in the slot. Chopped down there by Mafus and out towards the blue line. Picked off right back into Sherman again. Another shot fired and kicked away by Passingham. A quick line change here as now Watertown trying to move it back towards the offensive zone. Port feeds off to Sherman. Sherman towards the slot. Flicked off of his stick and right back along for Kyle Stevens, who can't get there in time. Port able to flush the puck back into the Elmira Enforcers defensive zone. Play back here, Gino Mini looking across to Patterson. Patterson firing it up and looking for Kyle Stevens, but no, this is going to go all the way down. And an icing call will bring the Enforcers back to their defensive zone. So we talked about the the lack of stoppages early, George, but now we're starting to see quite a few of them.
We were kind of spoiled there in the first period where it felt like we played 5-6 straight minutes.
100%. Did it again in the second period at times as well. Till about the media timeout.
I'm about to say that since the media timeout, it's kind of gone back to a normal pace.
As this puck flipped down low, Glenn Patterson will pick up. Takes his time and shoves it up the boards. He was looking for Timofeyev. Timofeyev not going to get there as just able to beat him out. That takes some hustle. Nick Calpuzos coming up big. So that's an odd one there, George.
Yeah.
Don't often see Timofeyev beaten out to a puck, but Calpuzos was a step or two ahead of him.
It was close.
Now again, Kyle Stevens coming up for the face-off as Let's Get Loud plays here in First Arena, and I hope you're getting loud at home. Face-off won back by the Wolves. Timofeyev lays the body on Calpuzos. Stevens flips it up and ahead. Timofeyev taking a look. He will jump, and he's got Andrew Harrison with him. To the side, drop pass there, but Calpuzos picks up, sends up to Boudreau. Boudreau up to Lucas. Gets by Stevens. Going down low. Cameron Yarwood trying to flip it up, and it's picked off again. Boudreau right out to the slot to Marker. Picked off by Timofeyev and sent back to center ice. Timofeyev going right for the bench. Sonstabo with it at the red line. He dumps it in and around. All the way around for Kyler Matthews. Matthews plays it off a weird carom off the boards down low in that corner. And again, the puck is loose. Watertown comes up with it. Mark Essery will swipe it away. And it's out for Andrew Harrison again, but just by him as Sonstabo picks it up in his own zone. Takes a long look, sends it across. And one more time, the Wolves trying to get it set up. This is McKay with it behind his own net. McKay takes a long look. McKay passes it back across for Bogzeal. Bogzeal cutting through into the offensive zone. Here comes Dominic Bogzeal looking, waiting, firing shot, and a save by Passingham. Kyler Matthews collects the rebound. It's taken off of his stick, right back to Ryan Marker, picked off by Brendan Hussey, thrown towards the blue line and out. Sonstabo couldn't keep. So under 13 minutes to go, the Watertown Wolves trying to regroup at center ice. Flipped ahead to Devaney. Devaney waiting, throws the puck in just offside as trying to get a little jump there was Zajac.
Just a little offside.
Well, certainly no distractions in the stands here tonight as the Watertown Wolves and Elmira Enforcers meeting in what most certainly has to be considered strange circumstances, George. Last game for the FPHL for at least the next 2 weeks as the Enforcers win this draw. 12:40 to go. Played back behind. Spencer Carter couldn't handle it. It's taken away from him as now JT Walters getting in on the battle. Spencer Carter trying to get there. He throws the puck up, finds Hudson Michaelis. Michaelis slips it ahead to Tucker. Tucker one-on-one with Powell. Tucker waiting, throws it in front, and he was trying to hit Hudson Michaelis. It deflected off Powell, however, sent back to the blue line. Firing it down low, kicked aside by Pominville, and now Tucker's in a race trying to get there before Zajac could not do it, and it's thrown out by Watertown. JT Walters will reset. Walters throws it ahead for Tyler Jurich. Jurich taking his time. Flips it back in the offensive zone, and an interesting toss there by Jurich. Jurich, who normally would carry that puck up. This one thrown across. Jurich trying to knock it back down, and he will pick it up. Keeps possession inside the offensive zone. Deflected in front. Another opportunity, and that puck thrown to the side. Great defensive effort by Pominville. Puck played back along. Kyle Powell throws it back through. Too many men on the ice, so Watertown can't touch it. This one goes all the way down, and icing is waved off. Puck is thrown all the way back to JT Walters. He throws it up the boards, was looking for Jurich. No icing on that one. Pominville leaves the safety of his net, taken away by Kyle Stevens, trying to push it through to Jurich. Jurich tried to move it along. It's in the skates of Calpuzos. Now it's moved back down low. Desjardins sends it up. Watertown exits the zone again, throwing it back in deep. Patterson on the chase. Patterson gets there, trying to feed it back around. Dallas Desjardins picks up. Desjardins turning around. He's still looking. Dumps the pass off for Ryan Marker. Marker right back out towards the front. Liam Little's attempt is broken up, and now Timofeyev feeds Mafuz. Mafuz feeds it along, and Timofeyev chasing it down as he ties up in the corner. Timofeyev with possession, looking out towards the front, deflected away. Timofeyev still chasing the puck and won't get there first, as now it's moved back out. Calpuzos has it. Calpuzos dumps it in, blocker down by Passingham, picked up by Gino Mini. Mini back behind his own crease. We're almost halfway through this third period, 10:34 to go, as the Enforcers still clinging to that one-goal lead, George.
Again, maybe it's been, feels like mostly defensive here in this period. Once again, we kind of wait to, I guess, burn off some time.
Glenn Patterson leaving it. Mafuz fakes the pickup. I don't know. Watertown's got to pinch in here. They can't keep killing this time. The referee's just staring as Boudreau finally getting involved a little bit down low, as now it's sent ahead for Kyle Stevens. Stevens into the offensive zone. Fires across. Timofeyev all alone looking back. Drop pass and almost a perfect opportunity for Mafuz. Mafuz with it right across. Timofeyev takes time away. Knock back team. Stevens gets to Stevens towards the front. Look for a penalty now. This is the power play here tonight. As we go down and it full rest a lot of things as Mark out. Trip penalty. And so penalty comes in for the bell, reminding you the scene.
On the power
right here. This played and on back to the to move team back comes down Patterson this shot down there and the try to move it as move and moves it goes back up and is back all the way down. Going to him his time. And this is a minute. And again, back around. That's a play. Throwing it ahead. Again, because the Enforcers not this passes out, and here to have some fish here is who's down
Have goaltender time though, and that only went up time in. But control it around Stevens. That's five to get it. Time along the side, pick one special red line, up the blue line, and goes for a shot from the booth.
again the other way, and up, move it, go later on. We want again. Mr. Bainey, the other was looking one for save by pass, and move up over to Stevens. Bainey and move back first to battle, but and battle long and go down, going to zone. Keep for the issues, but we will water away. Here, loses the puck. Michael finds his boots. Can't be Bill as the foot each and coming down. Up and pick might not back down there by Harris. Fights across. He was looking for one who's here for the blue line. Was on the
and Bird just able to quick through. Start the Bird go there. To now money another one I didn't see.
Then what great performance. Sent back to Matthews as a back and all the happy about that and get one of I guess we're point that feed the game as of that's the apologies 100%. We will be the audio of the other one as the head tuck right. He's not down. Go back over the top net. for that.
I know you're frustrated, but finally get the opportunity. The other guys.
That's the locker room here. What a banquet going to
just added.
As now
And 2-piece.
all right, 2-piece. Booth is saying the come back towards the bench to with, and the on Watertown. So I think there's two. Yes. Drop with 2 to go. Food look bad there. And Booth is and drop that. Try and moved along by head back the way. Town was made. There stand up pass and 2 to one lead.
It did 3 by pass, but it stopped.
Back up. Sent back to the corner. Marker has a it's on right now. So front pass shot and just going from who's team wow. That's a 97 seconds left. Watertown and steps back. He won. All right. Well, now here. The PHL, but now they'll be held.
Under pressure for a second.
Yeah. I inside, and he up Pom, then check the line there. Yeah, Pom pick that Bogzia circling around there. There's a draw. Up to Powell down. Watertown to that Powell. That was wide. Firing didn't take throw it back. And 26.4 to go. And from now over. Head coach right here. The guys who now in front of the net. How you team how the tough possession. Here's the horse take beat it to the right around 6 seconds for the top week. The victory
halfway here. Start the third. One step points left.
I went away. Great job. Go into this situation. Winning streak, George.
Winning here. Not very game. Here. Back 30. Hurting. He's a little bit play.
The nurses are ready to go. The usual celebration. And here we go. All around our circle. And now I'm going to go. Who's playing? There we go. Who's playing then? And right there we go. And the team first is going to celebrate 10 and 1 the record. Victory here. To take it really. And Patterson celebrating with Bobby Eagles down. And this Powell both have conversation with Dixon. I would hope so. And the next a row for more and more interesting. Should restart the game here. Okay. Although I'm not saying there. Steven Glenn there. Take with me. Nope. I would have to church go ahead. helping. Second, take period. And there's the celebration. We didn't hear 3 start of the game. Oh, here we go.
The game is start of the game for 50 Garwood. And your first start of the game, number 22, Tyler.
Well, that's the game. A little bit in the time step. We're it up. 3 in the Forces away 10. What a win here. Certainly will be this game. Now, be out of here with 2 not on the left. Really, the important one. All of your